Hello, everyone, and welcome to the second half of the fifth session of the Sankei Shimbun Cup Women's League here on the WRC channel. If you're enjoying our broadcasts, please consider doing all the wonderful YouTube things to help grow the channel, so we can bring more Mahjong to you, like liking the stream, subscribing, all that lovely stuff. The person pressing the buttons behind the scenes today is Nathanael. Later on, you'll be hearing from Nathanael, Jenn, and Corak. But for Game 1 today, I am Chiral, and I am joined by Harrison. Hello.
Whoa! Good morning. What's snailing you down? You like that? You like that? I think that's going to be my new catchphrase. Yeah.
Snailing me down? Okay.
Yeah. I'm thinking snails got a lot of things. No, I said goo afternoon. Very different. It's the morning. It's the first game, so we're pretending it's morning.
Yeah.
We're going by rule of thirds.
It's morning somewhere.
Very scientific.
We are
Exactly.
World Riichi after all, so it is going to be morning for someone. Don't worry about the fact it's 9 PM here in the UK. It's fine.
Nah, don't worry.
But yeah, our broadcast today is sponsored by WRC and USPML. We hope you'll check out the Sparrow's Nest, a New York Mahjong studio fully equipped with Slim Score, Ultimate, and Rex 3 order tables.
Oh, don't they got something else going on at Sparrow's Nest too?
They sure do. Tomorrow, in fact, I believe. And it'll be on this channel too. So check out this channel tomorrow and Sunday to watch the US World Riichi League broadcast live from Sparrow's Nest, as you say.
Oh my god.
We'll be watching the games
tomorrow?
Right? Tomorrow? Yeah, it's going to be quite early, right? Compared to our normal broadcast time.
Well, yes, it's going to be 10 a.m. Eastern. But I'm hearing we're going to be watching the games from USPML side, and there's going to be 2 simultaneous locations with a little bit of a third. It looks like New York's hosting one. That's the one that's going to be on our streams for Saturday and Sunday. There's also the World Riichi League event happening in Chicago. I don't think that's right. I believe.
Right.
Yeah, I think it's PML. So I think it's San Francisco is having one. And then there's also another one that's happening online, the first of its kind. I know that is why I am going to be off the commentary sticks. I'm going to be playing that. Very, very excited. Super cool to see it wiggle its way into the online world, make it a little bit more accessible for people where that's not too close. And I'm really excited, but it sounds like you guys are going to get some good games too. The New York one is stacked.
That does sound like I'm looking forward to it, honestly. I'm looking forward to seeing the best of the US, you know?
Oh yeah.
I want to see who rises to the top. Also, I do like Jenn in the chat right there. It's 5 in the morning. I appreciated that.
See? That's how I'm doing it for. I'm actually just doing it on Gen time.
Yeah. Yeah. Our other sponsor, of course, is WRC, the World Riichi Championship, the most prestigious and international martial tournament in the world. Held once every 3 years, the next which will be in New York. So probably, I think it's the Sparrow's Nest, right? In 2028. I have to check that. But yeah.
It won't be at Sparrow's Nest, but it will be in New York. I don't know if Sparrow's Nest will be quite big enough to host WRC. Who knows?
That's a
in
good
3
point.
years,
WRC is a huge event.
Yes, it is massive.
I like how in the Sparrow's Nest they've got like the painting on the wall, right? So it makes the room look bigger than it is. Because it's almost like a mirror image where people are playing Mahjong but no, that's just a wall. But yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing all the things that are happening. Like, honestly, I'll be commenting, I think, 3 games during the World Riichi League. So I'm looking forward to seeing all of the play there. But that's tomorrow. Today, it's the Sankei Shimbun Cup. We have 2 leagues in this cup here. We have the Scepter League in Tokyo, the Orb League in Western Japan. In Tokyo, we have 60 teams split into 15 groups of 4. Each group battles the other 3 teams in their group over 10 sessions. We're in session 5 this time. And the top team for each group, the top individual players, advance to 2 different finals. The Orb League's got 5 groups, and we'll see them in the finals, but since they're in different locations, they're getting more spread out, and each region has their own schedule. We do also have a team from WRC, of course, made up of entire international wrestler. We have Jenn in the chat right now from the US, Miyu Nishita from South Korea, and Yumi Iwatani from Japan, and Gemma as our team captain. Their group didn't play last time, and they're not playing this time either. They got a bye for 2 weeks in a row. So, anyone paying attention should know their score. I believe they're actually in first place right now, I think.
Ooh.
Only by a little bit. But first place is first place.
It's true.
And hopefully that will continue in the next session. But we're not watching WRC. They're not even playing today. We're watching Group 13.
Oh, Group 13. Let's check them out. Let's see who we're going to be following it. And it's looking like in the East seat, we have Kago from Team Mango, making sure they get their nutrients. That's a JPML Pro. Following up in South seat, we got Yukie Inomata, representing Team All Green and SPM Pro. Next up in West seat, we have Kotono Mochizuki. It's going to be representing Team Panyatt, a Nihon Pro Mahjong player. And finally, sending us off in North seat with the prestigious all-last dealer position is going to be Saemi Shinohara, representing Team Mahoco, also a JPML Pro. Let me tell you, I'm thinking we got a game on our hands.
I am looking forward to this, absolutely. Do we have a look at the scores before we start, or should we go straight into it? Here are the scores.
Looks like the scores. Okay, we're pretty close.
Given we're halfway through, the scores being this close means that we are going to be seeing some very exciting play, I think.
I mean, I was going to say with Oka too, like even that -70, you could very easily do that with a good first in a game. The Oka, the first place bonus, can really, really help teams catch up and make a difference. Or, for instance, in Team Panyatt is able to get a first, that Oka will push them even further ahead. So really, we are kind of a game between us. Maybe Mahoco might need 2 games to catch Panyatt, but there's a lot of games left to play for this group too.
Yeah, I love it when the teams are all really, really close, because it means that everyone is playing at about the same skill level, right? You don't know who's going to win. And as you're saying...
Same skill, same conditions too.
Yeah. By the end of the day, we might even see Mahoco and team in first place. Could happen. Scores are close enough.
We could see a complete flip.
So, we know our players, we know our teams. The only thing left is to see how they do. Good luck, everybody! And once again, if you're enjoying the content, please do help support the channel by liking, subscribing, doing all those lovely things. As we go right in to Game 1 today. I am enjoying the all green sports jackets. And Mahoco's, of course.
They go tough. I'm gonna be honest, I don't think I've seen a single player in the Sankei Shimbun who has not just been absolutely like dripped out and looked amazing. I can't name a single player. The outfits are on point. Very many different styles too.
Yes, there's usually 1 or 2, right? You either have someone who is impeccably smartly dressed, or someone who's just got a really cool outfit. Also, what is this outside hand? Hello.
Wow, very good. Yeah, Chanta looking, I think, with the Yakuhai East call. Oh, in a Mochi green situation. This is going to be an exciting first hand. Looks like Mochizuki had the green dragon pair. It was not Mochi. We have dealer Kago looking for that red that might come out. But the problem is, Inomata, a lot of loose tiles, a decision tank here. Gonna throw the 2-pin, maybe going towards a Honitsu, keeping those honors.
Also, hang on. Okay, for a second I thought we might have been considering maybe going for even more value. I was a little bit scared there. I was like, is this actually an orphan's attempt? No, we're not going there. But we do have the 2 Dora here in Mochizuki's hand, as you say. The Dora, unfortunately, is kind of almost a weight in Inomata's hand there. It slowed it down by quite a lot, right?
Yeah.
I might still see it get cut, but because it's a 4, in theory, that means it's going to be really easy to find at least something that connects to it.
That's true, but I mean, again, if you're only playing the 1/4, a Chanta will get you there just as well. Now with the 2-so pair, a little bit less enthusiastic to use it. Speaking of enthusiasm, it looks like North Seat Shinohara is maybe working towards a Honitsu, especially with all these calls on the board. Gonna need something big to play for it to not justify folding out.
Yeah, I think it's interesting when you make 2 calls and you're still on Senpai. Oh, but that is actually still not it. It's not quite. Not quite.
Still Ishanten, dealer Kago working on it. Trying to play something fast to keep up with the speed of the table. There's already a lot of calls on the board. Needs to really bring it here in order to not be left behind, lose dealership. Could switch
Ooh.
to a 5/8 here, and Nobeton is not going to. I believe that's the most efficient discard. She's playing the numbers, deciding, you know what? I'm going to take max chance for efficiency.
Definitely
Doing the
respect
6B
that.
upgrade. Mochizuki looking ahead in the wall says that 8/9 useless because I'm going to draw a 6-pin, get that nice 5/6 as we get dealer Tonki on 6 spawn. Tempai right now. No one
Yeah, I think
has it
Shinohara's
yet.
already decided at this point that she's out of this hand. I think honestly, it's interesting. Like when you draw like a 4 this late and everyone's calling and going very quickly. At what point do you decide? You know what? Actually, I don't need to fight this. It's East 1. We do like the upgrade though for our dealer, waiting on both 1 and 4-pin.
We also have the 8-so Tempai that just came out and the 3-pin 6-so Tempai. A lot of action happening right now. Oh, and a good 7. Too bad that Shinohara is so far behind everybody else. She is out. 6-pin, not going to deal in just yet. Red
Okay.
Dragon, that
Let's
one's safe.
maybe make the 3 slightly more likely to come out. We'll see.
Yeah, someone might justify it. They'll be watching Sumaguru Tadashi. 5-pin comes, but 2-pin is very dead on the board, so we're going to stick with that 1-4. See the 5-pin right after, go, oof.
That is unfortunate,
Can't
but at the same
predict it.
time, if you swapped the 5 for a 1, maybe people might be thinking, okay, there's a reason for that.
Yeah. 5-mon comes, not going to do it. 7-pin, much of the same. There's that 6-mon again. Still not the winner.
You know, I actually said that Shinohara was out of this, but her last few draws
Ooh.
definitely worked out in her advantage, and she's even cutting to 7 now.
6/9. So what are we gonna do? We're gonna drop 1 pin, get a little tricky, switch our Nobeton. But 8-so sumoed by Inomata. I believe just Eastwind.
I
Yeah,
believe
Tom
so.
Nobi 300, 500. Or no, that
This
must have
might
been
be
40 Fu.
oh
Yes,
yeah, we had 2
just barely
dragons. We had
40
2
Fu.
retro
400,
dragons.
700. Yeah, 4 for
Each
each
with
open
Panyatt.
win pair, 2 for the weight, 2 for the sumo. Just edged over.
This might be one of those games where everyone is lightning fast, calling for cheap hands. We'll see. We'll see.
Yeah, those are
I
very
do like the low scoring
aggressive
games.
first hands.
I think we were talking
I
about
mean,
this with Curly yesterday. There are 2
Mhm.
types of games that could be really, really exciting, right? The games where massive hands everyone's winning big hands all the time, and then the
Yep.
game where no one's quite got it, and everyone's just sort of trying their best to make value from somewhere. And at
Mhm.
any moment, you could deal in and be the person in last because everyone's scores are so close.
Yep. You take the risk, deal into that one big hand, someone gets over the game, you're left behind. And this is looking to be a scrap fest. Everybody has got good
Oh, I
shape.
think we
Dealer
call this
Kago or Dealer Inomata
with the Dora
to
pair.
Dora, but
She's got
but with the Hatsu,
the green,
yeah.
yeah.
Everyone else's shape is so good though. Shinohara's shape very good. Kago's shape looking pretty good. Has to get rid of some dragons. Inomata's shape still great. Mochizuki, especially with that Anko of 1-so fixes up. I think Ishanten now. And they are going so lightning fast. It's almost hard to discuss what's happening on the table. Decision now. We have the 9-pin pairs. We'll drop the East first.
I do like that. It lets you use the Dora if you manage to pull it. And you've got the 6.
Mhm.
Not that anyone's going to be playing Dora this late. Well, I say this late. Actually could come out at this point, but we'll see.
Maybe, yeah. What do we got? Formon, that won't help us.
Oh, well.
Fremon, not quite
Okay.
Tempai, very
No, that's
close.
1 away. Oh, sorry, 2 away, sorry. No, it is 1 away,
No,
just for a really bad
Ishanten.
weight.
Yep.
You don't want to be having that pair weight, ideally, but
Oh,
this
now the
is
5-pin. You have to drop 9/9, right? Yeah, the
yeah, exactly.
Sanbenchan's so good.
Yeah.
And then you can still call the 9 if it comes out and then go to a Nobeton in the Pinzu. Tank
Yeah,
there, and we are going to see it. We're going to call for Chinitsu. Don't know if we'll get a Sanshoku, or not a Sanshoku, excuse me, an Itsu there to build Hanemon value for that
Such is here for
Chinitsu.
Cargo's hand, right? 3, 4, 5, just needing the 4 of bamboo.
Yep. Kago's working on it. Dealer still can't find that Tempai. Some moves are getting made on the table. Surely Inomata a little bit worried about speed now.
Oh, I do feel a little bit bad for Cargo.
South doing a whole lot of nothing. We'll drop that 9p, keeping the South surely for a safe tile.
Have we seen the South being played yet? It is still live. Interesting. But I
Still
think it's probably
live,
is going
yeah.
to be likely to be safe. Given
Hmm.
it's not the South
I mean,
round.
nobody has it in their hand, so.
That too.
Amon,
That's
not the
not.
pair you want to see. You could
You
drop
could
7
cut the
so or
7-8.
8
Yeah,
so. Yeah, is
exactly.
going to cut the 8.
East not quite there.
Not going to help.
I think East would be a much safer tile. If we were playing safety mainly, then that would be a good time to swap the South for the East. So there's a reason
The
why we're keeping the South,
Doko.
right?
The Doko chance, dead to rights with that 8 drop. Wouldn't have come anyway, but a little fun to think about.
I saw someone make a Doko in my league this week, and I popped off for them because it was just like, that's awesome.
Dokos are rare. Hard fought, and we see the 2-so come out, and we're going to pawn. Not even the 1-3 chi. Gives
So
us
2-5
2
is
5-so
Tenpai.
Tenpai.
But we see most of the twos, obviously, in that pawn, and we got to the fights in the hand, so it's not as exciting as it would first appear.
Yeah,
But still,
I mean, it's 3 tiles. It's something, but it's not great. Conceals the Shinitsu a little bit. I mean, I guess technically there's Tanyao shifts here, which give you the Hanemon as well. Maybe that's the thought
this is
process behind
Tenpai.
it.
You have to give up on Sanshoku and Pinfu. But it's
And you have
Tenpai.
to drop the 5.
And you have to drop the 5. Yes, which deals
That
in.
looks pretty bad.
But it's taken.
Oh,
Oh,
Dama 10, 5 dropped, and it'll be a Ron Mongon loaded. Shinohara collects.
that's the power of a flush right there. Oh,
Yep. Held to the Mongon. Shinohara didn't have time for the Hanemon, but still does not feel great. That much I can be assured of. From
I said at
Kago's
the end
mindset.
of East One, maybe this will be a low-scoring game. I take it back. I think we might be in for a bit more than that.
I think it's definitely an aggressive game. I think all these players are really trying to fight for hands and really try to leverage like a high win rates game, which speaking of, this looks like a very good starting hand for dealer Mochizuki. I'd imagine we're tanking on Shinitsu too here. Probably the exact thought. Do we keep this west and drop something like 9? And that is going to be the decision played.
It's very interesting that you got all the 8s, but you don't have any of the Dora. But with the 8 being the Dora indicator. Oh, wait, no, the Dora is the 6-pin.
Yeah,
Sorry,
Dora's 6-pin. Dora's 6-pin. Don't worry.
They had quite a bit of
Don't
the.
worry. We're good. Red West, not going
That's
to
what I
do
get for
it.
jumping in on that Dora indicator before they'd updated it on the thing. Speaking of flushes, though, it looks like we are having a battle between 2 different suits here. The pins
Yeah.
being taken by Kago.
Inomata looking for a normal hand. And with that 4-so pair, dealer Mochizuki might just go for a tender Riichi. Nothing
Yeah, I mean,
fancy. Play a win
all
rate. You're
insides
in
there.
dealer.
Possibly 7 pairs. Not that I'm saying it's going to happen, but it's definitely possible with the only 3 pairs. Not as possible.
I was about to say, I don't know about 3 pairs. You'd sooner go Tanya with a hand like that.
I mean, I was thinking why not both in that case, but no, I had to have another look, and there were less than I saw.
Speaking
My
of 7
apologies.
pairs, Kago has a chance. Kago has got, I believe, 4 in the hands, and they're a little ugly too. 4 as well for Shinohara.
Yeah, I could definitely see a 7 pairs
There's the
and
one.
half flush. That would be pretty exciting.
No, I think it's just straight on half flush.
I mean, either way, yeah.
Not the one. Yeah, it's good hand.
I like to dream.
Decision time. 4th pair. Oh, we're dropping the 7-8. We are going to keep the Shitoi alive. Okay.
We
Go
probably
towards that
when we make hands
Shinitsu.
like that. I always expect them never to be completed, but I always try.
No, it's these are the ones that can be completed. It's the ones where you
Oh,
start with a high pie like this, where you're like, it never wins. This is Tenpai. It would be a Riichi on 2 4-mon for Reach Tanyao as dealer. You do also have Sananko chance.
An extra 2 hand if we're able to find that tile ourselves.
And we are going to Dama. It is Mongon on the Sumo with the Sananko. We also have upgrades for Ipeko. I believe we also have some Toy upgrades. Technically also a Chitoi upgrade.
Well, this is really I'm
That's
gonna say
an
kind of sad. Having
awkward,
Dora 2
weird
is great,
tile.
but what do you do with? You guys just cut
With
that
that
there.
shape, yeah. Ooh, a North gets called.
The flash
Kago says
advantage.
got to be aggressive. Shinohara says one in Rome. I'll do that too.
I'm
Get
loving
that
this
suck
fast
deck
aggressive
going on.
play.
8 Diamine Con. Yeah, no.
Not quite, not quite. We did
It
have
would
a few
be
cons
very odd.
yesterday, though.
It'd be a very, very odd Diamine Con.
Hmm.
Oh, 1-1.
No,
Yeah, it's not it.
as fun
Shape's
as
not
this.
nearly good enough this late.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay,
Ah,
this could
that's
be a
useful.
monster hand.
Or
Kago's looking
potentially
to
more
make all that
trouble
money back.
if we can find some more. Triples here, but we'll see. It's actually a bit of counting. How's 2-4 looking? I see one of the twos into discards. But is it still 3
I'm
tiles?
not sure. We also have 2-mon Tempai, so 2-mon could get head bumped. It would be, I think, always by dealer Mochizuki.
I believe so, yes.
Is she right before?
There's
Oh, but the
Sumo!
4-mon Sumo! Tanya Sananko
Frequency of
Sumo!
triplets.
That'll do it. Mangan, 4K all.
Just
Wait,
making sure.
Okay, I think someone missed the Sananko because I was like, I looked at the payment, I'm like, wait a second, that's not right. I was like, am I bugging out? Is this not? Did I miss like a 9 or something?
Honestly, it's an easy thing to miss, right? If you're just sort
Oh,
of
especially with the
glancing at
shape like that. Yeah.
Yeah,
We had the 8s that run into your normal shape. It definitely is like a weird Sananko looking hand.
exactly. But a huge hand from Mochizuki, and now she is dealer going into East 3.
Yeah,
It's
ton
actually
of
really,
points
really
there.
good for her team, though. As you were saying at the very start, one win might get that lead to be much, much wider. What is this?
And
Hang
oh
on.
my goodness, with
What
a
is
hand
this
like
hand?
this. Wait, is that
It's
double E?
Shanten, right?
No, not quite. It's almost double E. Oh my
Yeah, it's one
goodness.
away.
Sananko chance too. Sananko Hishanten. What is going
Why
on?
stop there? Why stop there? Go for full
Okay.
triplets when a
Well, we
hand's
know
that good,
what.
right?
Okay, I don't know about that. Like Sananko, you might draw into Sananko with a 4-7 pin weight there. That's pretty good.
If
That's
I
hard to
draw
beat
into
as
it, I'm
dealer.
taking the Tempai, but I'm not going to reach. Am I? No, I'm not going to reach. I'm going to.
As
That depends.
dealer,
It depends.
guaranteed manga each Sananko.
Yeah, I mean, I guess. I just want to
You
be
have
really
so
greedy
much food there too.
when I see that. I you know, it's like, have the stars chosen me? Is this my time? The answer is no. Obviously, it's.
Yeah,
But
I've
like,
been
have
beaten
the
up
stars
too
chosen
much.
me?
Chances
Is
of
this
now. Oh,
now? This is just a nice 3-sided weight, but we lose that Sananka chance. But it's still a 3-sided weight. 258. No,
so there's so many
going for it.
decisions there. We're gonna Riichi on the 6-pin. We're on 7-pin 5-mon, trying to chase the Sananko again. Right now it's just Riichi Nomi, can be reach Sananko on the sumo. So another Mangan because reach Sananko sumo. A lot of decisions there. We could have thrown double 5-mon to try to play the Honitsu. We get the good San Menshan. We get to play the Dora. A lot of options. We just decided to take the aggressive dealer Riichi. Everybody's responding pretty passively too, so it looks to be a good read from dealer Mochizuki. I don't see anybody really fighting besides Inomata right now, and Inomata is still Ishanten.
Like, so explain to me why you
Mm-hmm.
wouldn't take the 258 weight. I know you maybe lose a little bit of value,
Sananko
but
chance, higher value.
I
Simple
guess
as that.
a win chance, right? I guess it's really,
You're the
really, really
dealer.
early.
You're the dealer. If you think the rest of
Yeah,
the table is going to respect you and fold anyway, then there's no loss. I think
that's fair.
for me, I probably would have done 258 max win rate, or I would have dropped 5-5M, but I love Honitsu.
That's fair, yeah.
And
Because you
I
definitely
think
can pass
again,
tempo there.
I think this is a good read because again, everyone's kind of backed off. Even Inomata, I think, is scared to go full steam ahead. Just because a dealer reached that early with a weird pawn like that in front is very scary. This could easily be a Chitoy or something.
That's very fair.
And if you
And the other interesting
again,
thing is,
everybody else's fold, you draw the Sananko, you're guaranteed the Mangan. If not, they all folded. You got your wrench on anyways, dealer.
I think it's probably not a good idea to play hypothetical, but if we had played the what if game, we would be on a 147 pin weight for that flush had we cut the 5s instead.
That's true. You do cut 2 middle 5Ms though from
Yeah,
hand.
you have
And
to take a
with all
big
that
risk.
middle like Sozu, everyone probably goes, I think I know what's going on here.
Oh yeah, absolutely. It's a big risk, and everyone is going to be afraid of it when the reach comes
Well,
out.
everyone's gonna know what you have too. Here, I think you're still scared. You throw 5M pair from hand, every player here is watching Tadashi, so they're gonna know that like something's weird.
Yeah, that's fair.
Inomata is still trying to fight. The problem is that 7-pin is floating right now, and that is the dealing tile. It would just be Riichi Nomi, but with one Uradora indicator, Urabomb is just
Yeah, I think we've
a
seen
bit
every tile
away.
that is the one that deals in.
7-pin comes out. We get Tempai. Does not look
Ifukara, I
like
don't
Uradora
quite
was
see it,
hit. I think
but
it was
still.
2M is Uradora. Some lower Matsu.
And
Not
that is the other
5M.
thing
That's
about a
important.
reach like that. Even though it is a slightly lower win rate, it's still such a high win rate because you're reaching really, really early.
You're
And as
reaching
you say,
early,
dealer.
yeah.
So yeah. But still, the dealer streak continues. Shout outs to the Japanese commentators, of course.
Hmm.
I'm waving. You can't see me, but I'm waving. As we go in to East 3, repeat number 1, I believe. I have to quickly check that when the thing comes back. Okay, this is a lot less exciting compared to the last one, but I do still see potential for maybe a 2-3-4
Decent,
metrical sequence. It's not, yeah, it's not
decent
fully.
shape. Go for Riichi. Kind of what it looks like everybody else is doing. Not the most put together hand, although Inomata says, you know what? I am getting my get back. We're going to make that call immediately on the East. Not too much value in the hand as of yet, but 2 hump on the table. I believe there was a floating north. Might be able to pair it up before they come out. Make something happen with that. No floating Dora, but still decent shape. High win rate chance with how slow everybody else is at the table.
And yeah, every position matters, right? So even if it's just like 1 or 2,000 point hand, it's still early
Yeah.
enough in the game. And if it gets just a little bit closer to within 8,000 points of Shinohara, it's worth it.
A lot of game to play still. Whole lot of game. Nobody else is
Absolutely.
hitting their draws too. Mochizuki's stalling out. A little bit of an upgrade for Shinohara, but still a ways to go. Kind of the same thing for Kago. Kago's shape looking the best to challenge Inomata, but we just gave another call, so another Shanten found. Ishanten. Not going to drop 9 so and lock in the pair. Doesn't
As it
have faith
stands,
in another 5 coming up.
do you have that dependency on the 3-pin? But that can always change, right? We can always draw the 5 and get a 3-6 instead, so we'll see.
To be fair, with that play, if you drop the 9 so, then you might have another thing by the Pinzu. But because you dropped that 8, it looks like a 4-6-8 shape. So it kind of hides that you have that lower Pinzu presence a little bit more, I think.
Yeah, I see that. I see that. Oh, Dora 2, it's exactly as you said.
Or
The
pair,
prophecy has come to
okay.
pass.
Shinohara draws them. Question is, what do we do with them in an awkward shaping up here? We'll drop that
Five's a
8
nice
so for now.
tiebreaker.
Oh, red pairs, 4-pin out of the hand. South pair up for dealer. Not going to speed the hand up. Ishanten for Shinohara, unless I misread. Very plausible.
Is that 10 pioneers? That one still one away. I have to quickly check that
Oh,
again for Kago.
Shun Ankoed up. 1 4-mon. That is going to be East Shun with 40 After Homba, that's going to be 32. It matters. We're on 1 4-mon.
Yeah, it's still one away, unfortunately, for Kago. Okay. Just to be a second go around to identify that Sozu shape.
Yeah, it's something fierce. Oh, we're still Ishanten. And 1-mon comes out. 3,200 dealt in.
Huge amount
Inomata
of
pays the
value,
price.
but nothing wrong with getting that little extra step in the road.
Yeah.
Take this moment to try and just like get into their head. Like, what are they thinking right now? How do you maintain that sort of good mental?
They're thinking, how the hell do I build a slow hand to challenge everybody calling when I draw all these tiles that are so bad? And speaking of great high pie start, and oh my god,
Yeah,
I think
absolutely.
Kago
Wow,
even
okay.
quicker and Akko of East to complete. What is going on? Is this table shuffling? Oh
I
my god, that's Jan Shantem with triple Yakuai, right?
This
Or
is the
no,
blood.
double
What's the
Yakuai?
difference?
This is insane. We're watching the fastest table of the day. Everyone's drawing like 2 Shanten crazy high pies. 7 mon
Okay,
coming up.
this
We'll
still
drop 8
kind of helps
pin.
a little bit.
I mean, can go towards Honitsu too with the 7 mon.
Absolutely.
6 mon found will increase. Green's coming out. We are going to snap call it. We'll drop the north first. 2-3 could come out.
Yeah, I would be absolutely be considering cutting that if I can get any other Mansu.
Well, Red Dragon, here's the time to
We'll
tell. Are
see.
we taking
Senpai?
Tenpai? Okay, just taking Tenpai. That is Mochizuki. She is in the lead. So
Yeah,
maintaining first, big deal.
being able to just move this game along, make sure no
Mhm.
one else has a chance to make a big hand.
Tank from dealer Shinohara. She's going to drop 6 mon. I guess a little bit worried about that double 4-7 reliance, needing 2 7s, but not going to cut it just yet. Yusa not going to do it. 1 mon, nada.
Yeah, I'm looking at Kago's hand. I'm like, God, could this be like a pivotal sequence? Could be a twice pivotal sequence. There's a lot of things we could do here, but the 4 deals in. That 4 pin just sitting there.
Yeah. Oh, now
Okay,
the
it's
6
actually
pin.
safer now. One away and can wait on the 5 with the chance of the 4-5-6 major sequence upgrade as well.
Yeah. Could do some fancy stuff. Call that south. Drop 2-3 pin Tonki. Not going to do it. Not buying. We're playing win rate for Mochizuki.
I applaud Kago's ability to draw the 1 man. We don't want to see it. We've gotten rid of it 3 times so far this hand.
So it comes out. Nothing happening with it. 8 so. Think a little bit. We still have this Itsu shape we're trying to build in Pinzu. Needs 6 pin, 3 pin. Plays the Doro. We'll drop the 8 right back.
Yeah, it's one of those hands where I can definitely see the 1-2 pin shape get cut if it's deemed safe enough to do so.
Yeah, safe enough. Or if you need the speed and just have to draw into it elsewhere.
Just because, yeah, Itsu's one of those hands that's really nice to get, but it's also really, really hard to really get close. Which is what you really want to see, right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Maybe we've just been saved by drawing a pair of the 1 pin instead. We'll see. We'll see.
Seven so. Is that going to do it? Nope.
Oh, that's the
Drop that
worst
4
possible
so.
draw.
Yeah, that 4-7 is so dangerous.
Because obviously the 4 is what you would discard if you're trying to be efficient. There's no.
Oh, and
realization on the
speaking
table.
of, Damaten on 7 pin with no Yaku. Good
Oh,
Pinzu
we're going to see
shape.
some aggression here. This is 10 points. It's going to deal in.
Yeah.
I think the cheaper of the 2 hands. Although it is dragon, so not completely
Dragon.
cheap.
It's not 40 fu though, so it's just 2k. Definitely not what Kago wants to be dealing into, but could be more expensive.
Yeah, Kago definitely feels like I can relate. I can relate in a lot of ways, right? When you're building good hands, you're getting there, and just maybe one draw too slow, like 3 or 4 times in a row, and it's just gone wrong each and every time.
Yeah.
It is her second dealership though, and this is not looking too bad.
Not too bad. It's not too great either. We'll cut 9 pin to start. Jeez, especially with like Inomata's high pie. Oh, and we got a
Well,
9 mon snap call. We're going Honitsu. We got double Yaku high for Shinohara.
yeah, 2 hand is more than good enough, but also you've got to make sure you defend that lead, right?
4
Not
pairs.
much of a
Yeah, play
lead
something
based
fast
on.
and aggressive. 8 pin. Gonna help a little bit. Mochizuki shape. 4 pin
Oh,
pair. We got a toy
Yusa.
route if we want to get crazy. Can still go Honitsu if we want. Could even switch to Honitsu toy later.
Yeah, why not both? That's the thing about Mahjong, right?
I mean, again, we're not
always
there yet. We'd have a
combine
little
things.
bit of ways away.
True, but with a 2/4, the characters being a really shape, right? It's not the
Yeah.
most exciting shape. You don't. If you have an excuse to get rid of it, you're going to take it. Speaking of flushes,
Ooh.
though,
Well, Chitoi Shanten, too.
yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
Multiple ways to play it. I could see either way, but especially with the call already on the board, I'd imagine she'll probably opt towards safety. Is that
Massive
Inomata's
red
hand?
flag there from Shinohara, having cut the
Yeah.
Adora. In fact, honestly, Shinohara's hand looks quite. Shinohara's discard looks quite interesting, right? You see the 8-3-7, the 7 being
Mhm.
Dora, of course.
Yeah, definitely looks like flush possibility.
We can actually confirm it's not because the 3-pin sort of
Oh,
confirms her not keeping that shape, right? Otherwise, she would keep the 3-4-4.
not necessarily. I mean,
I
you're
mean, that's
still kind of
fair,
playing
I suppose.
both. And we do see the flush going towards Inomata. Just full commits to the Sozu shape.
Nice pair up though for Mochizuki.
Throw the 2
Uh,
mons, multiple options.
That's a very good point. Actually, we could just use the Manzu side and make a flush with that too. I hadn't considered that until just
Oh,
now. But yes, also is that Tenpai? I should quickly check that one again.
no, Ishanten, but we're going
Okay.
Shinitsu from the looks of it. Much more
Oh,
valuable, especially with the Dora. That is Hanemon loaded. Still Ishanten on it. Bit of a ways to go, but let me tell you, that Sozu shape is looking impressive.
Kago's also Shanten as well. I could definitely see a Dealer Reach coming out very soon.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. Now we are going
Oh,
to
and
go for
we're
the
going
flush.
Toy Toy.
I like the sort of hedge though. You could flush
Yep.
in either suit because we had so many on the tiles.
Oh, and we're calling Tempai on 3-6 so for Shinitsu Dora for Inomata.
Yeah,
Rocking a hard place.
we
Check
had a
7-10.
Chinitsu earlier, but the one extra hand. There's that reach from our dealer, but we had the one extra hand, bumming the
Oh
hand up
my
to
god, was that 4-7 Mon Tempai? 4-7 something Tempai?
I
Oh,
think
I think
so.
this deal's in.
Yeah,
I think Shinohara will deal in on this 4 Mon. She's looking and thinks it's bad, but man, how do you lay down a monster like that?
yeah.
Toy
It's one of these
Toy
situations where
double Yaku high. Or Toy Toy, I guess single Yaku high, but chance for Sananko, chance for double Yaku high Sananko. 4 Mon passes. It wasn't. It's on 7 so.
it's
It's on
seven.
the
So
Dora.
that's actually a lot sadder. That yeah, we see one
Yeah,
at
that's
least
a
one of
lot
these sevens has
tougher.
already gone. I think 2 are being held by people, which means there's only 1 left to draw. Would be a huge draw if it happened though.
West Red Dragon, are those all in the wall?
I believe so. Yes, I'm just quickly checking. But yeah, I
Yeah, I
think you're
don't
right.
see any in the pawns. Nobody's got it in the hands. I mean, we got some folds, so we got some time. Mochizuki's out. Inomana's Tempai. I guess really just Mochizuki's folding, but he's not going to do it. That 3-6 needs Kago or Shinohara to drop it. 2 not going to do it yet.
Just counting. I think 3-6 is. I think there's 2 left. I think it's 1 of each.
That looks about right. At a glance, that seems right.
The important thing is that we do see that 3-so pond away, so that's 3 of their tiles already in their own hand. But
Oh, there's another 3 in hand too, I believe. So maybe worse than
so only
that.
1 left then, that being a 6. So it's not likely to win, but there's still 1 out there. As far as I can. But let's
Scary. Oh, and
be.
the red comes out, and that's going to be Toy Toy double Yakuhai. Mangan going to Shinohara. Oh, goodness.
That's
Inomata
twice
pays
today.
it too.
Sure, that's 3 times today, right? We've had someone potentially being able to win the Sananko, and only one of them managed to be handed.
That's true. Inomata too. Tempai for Hanemon deals in on that Shun. Just immediately throws it. Recognition that I'm dumping whatever's in this hand. This Hanemon's too good to play for.
Honestly, I respect it. Sometimes your hand's just good enough, right? It's worth the risk.
That's EV. I mean, a
Yeah.
Genbutsu 3-so too. Like, even though there's 1 left, what are you gonna do?
Hmm. What is
Oh my
this?
goodness! What is happening? Is this table shuffling?
Is this table shuffling? I'm sure it is, but
Someone get tech down here. What are we doing?
can we have a look? Just a second opinion. I will
Oh my
say,
god, what a high
Kaga's hand is
pie.
nowhere near as good as the others, but we do, as we still see
That's
potential
true.
once the mutual sequence.
Oh, decent-ish shape from Mochizuki. Kind of the same for Shinohara. Really, it looks like Kago is getting left behind this hand. Definitely the furthest by far.
But still, with 3 perfect draws, 1 to 3 mutual sequence, Pinfu, there's definitely some things that Kaga can
Oh,
do.
well, with 13 perfect, we just hit Orphans, Chiral. Why
I
stop
mean,
there? If it's only 3
true.
perfect, why not add 10 more on it?
I like to dream, okay? But yeah, no, it is often a long shot. That's Mahjong though. This too,
Man, still got to play for the long shot sometimes. In the
absolutely.
game, bit of an upgrade. Okay. Help our shape a little bit.
Another side grid. Although actually, we got too many pairs. Too many pairs for a normal hand, but not enough pairs for 7. So
Yeah, 3 pairs, that clunky, awkward part. Decent enough shape, though, and you can play all the pairs right now without really sacrificing too much.
we see another Sun Anchor hand. 3 concealed triplets. Is that going to happen a 4th time? Such a rare Yaku.
Ah,
Yeah, it seems everyone can just build it today.
I'm waiting. I'm waiting. I'm not all in just yet. I'm not convinced. I'm not a believer. No one's hand's quite put together enough
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
for that Sananko shape. People are still building up. No one has made that much progress. I say when
Okay.
that amazing 7 pin is drawn, and now Inomata is Ishan 10,
I
guaranteed a
would
good
say
weight.
Kaga did just pair up the door, which makes the getting the 8 here much harder for Shinohara. But also, Kaga has Dora 2 now. We were talking about how far away she was, but she's catching up quite quickly, I'd say.
Yeah, but Kago's also got to finish out the hand, and this shape is still not it. Like 1, 2, 3
Yeah.
Sanshoku can speed up, but that's still only 50, not even 5,200, 3,900 for Sanshoku Dora 2. Doesn't have the
Yeah.
speed.
And even though she's 2 away, it's 2 away with really, really bad acceptance.
Yeah.
I'm cheering for you though. I want to see Yurikawa at least a little bit before the end of this game.
Item
Pair of
pair.
7 given up on, a pair of 9 given. Well, yeah, I can still see we take that at this point. She really, really wants to draw the 8, but we know where they are.
Ooh, 4th pair. Okay. Able to do some
Step
things,
by the way.
but yeah, Riichi comes out from dealer. Just Riichi no Mi on 3/6 Manzu.
But I think that's very important for the player in 3rd place to at least be putting some pressure on the table. I think we see all
Hmm.
the 3s, unfortunately.
Unless there's one on the board, we're still missing one. We need, I think there's 1 3-mon left in the wall and 1 6-mon? Maybe 2 6-mon?
Yeah, my count is 6. No, wait, no, there's one right there. 7. So yeah, there's one tile left, I believe, and it is a 3, as you say. But at the end of the day, being in reach as dealer is
Scary.
valuable in its own right.
Although we do have a Chitoi Ishan Dora Anko all of a sudden Mangan. Kind of in the realm of possibility if Kago can get there. Yeah, it looks like Shinohara is out. Doesn't want any smoke. We have another pair, but we've already discarded one.
I think there's a
So
lot of
not
value
going to help
in
us. Ooh,
as
last
last
3-mon.
3. But I think there's a lot of value, especially from second place of, you know what, I have enough safe cards to get out of this hand safe. What if I just play safe and then maybe Mochizuki's the one who deals in? I think there's
Yeah,
value in that, personally.
I agree.
And we'll see. We'll see if it pays off. But either way, more than likely this is going to go to a repeat unless someone manages to make something pretty exciting very quickly.
Mm-hmm. Chupa and Anko, we're debating. Can we throw anything weird? Mochizuki is like, can we throw 3-so maybe? 7-so? Can I get away with 8 pins? Should I just fold out? What are we doing here?
I think the 7 is Suji, but does that really
It's a lot of things
inspire?
checked.
Yeah.
Or is it that there's no safe tiles here? Maybe that's what it is. We'll play
Choosing to risk
2-pin.
the 2-pin, most because if the first one passes, the other 2 will as well. So if you're going to take a big risk, take it once. This is going to be Tenpai. No, I'm wrong.
Nope,
I'm wrong.
still
It's 2-1
Ishanten.
away.
Did a bit of some forming, but we can play for that Haite drop. We can play for
I
weird
respect
Hote
the effort
shenanigans.
from Kago. She's got Dora 3, but no Yaku. It's just I respect the effort. You know what? Haite, Hote, or Yaku. You can always win the last discard, even if you just
Yep.
call the Tenpai, right? You never know.
Exactly. Just go for it. Why not?
When you're behind, especially from this much, yeah, you just take whatever risk you can get. Take whatever chance, but we still have to get to Tenpai first, and that's not it, unfortunately.
Yeah, we'll do it.
White Dragon will be a perfect safe tile. The only thing it deals into is orphans. And we know it's not orphans. So
I mean, I think there's something that's 4 out by now. Could be wrong, but and the reveal from either Riichi Inomata.
gonna be effectively 4,000 points for Inomata. Actually, effectively 3,000 points. But an extra 1,000 she can get a Riichi stick back in the next hand.
4K swing on everybody.
Yeah. And a dealer repeat, so we'll see how South 2 repeat number 1 goes. 1,300 in the pot right now. That's not that important for Kago or Inomata, but for Mochizuki and Shinohara, that pot could be very, very game deciding.
Super important, yeah.
Oh my.
Okay, east pair, north pair of the 6s, Sozu shape, down and out, no Dora, but a lot of good to go in that
I
for
wouldn't be
Inomata.
complaining with that, honestly.
And yep, Inomata, snap calls the east. Addition the 8-pin could potentially go towards the Honitsu and the Sozu, but ways to go. Would probably need to get it quick too in order to justify it. And with the
Oh
south
my gosh.
pair, we'll throw it. Okay. I was like, you
Yeah, we
could
don't
throw
need to go for a
form
flush
on,
here.
hedge a little bit. Well, you throw form on, you draw around the 8 with like 7, and then you go 6-6. That'd be like the standard go to Honitsu route. Although with 1 south already out, it makes it a bit harder to play the 6-bound south Shabo for your tempo.
No, I was gonna say maybe we don't actually go for the flush there, but given Inomata's score position, I guess it depends on whether she's just trying to defend her not last position or she's actually going to be taking a shot at the top 2 here. Because if you need the
His
points,
dealer,
I'd be feeling greedy.
yeah.
Either way, everyone is very quickly approaching their own Tenpai.
Speaking of Ishanten, Dora pair too. Could potentially drop 6-0, fish the E2. And that is exactly the play.
Yeah, it's a long shot. You've got Dora 2 to begin with, which makes the Itsu a little bit less desirable, but it'd be very nice if it happened as well.
No, it would be better because you could see a 1-so out, call it, and then get Yaku via
True.
E2.
You could open your hand up as well. I mean, yeah, of course. Open Itsu is such a rare Yaki for me, but having that option is actually really, really good. Yeah.
Tink here from Shinohara. I'm guessing it's on whether to drop 6-pin, 6-pin, and that is going to be the play. That 3-mon lets you wait on 7-mon or the 4-7-so. Technically more efficient than the Dora 6P wait, but
I like
a little bit
see,
less
this is the
value
first
cap.
Tenpai from Mochizuki waiting on, I believe, on the, was it the 4?
Oh, could drop 8 here. Fish 4-5-6 on Shoku. And we're going to do it. Another open Yaku. Order to try to fish for that Dora 3.
It almost feels like sacrilege to say that's an open yak, but it is.
What? No, that's the fun in it. And speaking of, could even reach
Tenpai.
here. Could also Dama Sanshoku Dora too.
Yeah,
We
I think
are
that's
going to
perfectly
do
fine.
it, and it deals
deal
in. Nothing bigger. You know me.
The value of this hand is the value of the hand that you did not get to win, unfortunately. But also for Mochizuki, just getting a few points, even from second place. Just widening the gap between first and second with that massive bonus of first place that everyone puts 5,000 points in at the start of the game and the pot goes to the winner. So, as you can see on the screen, if the game was to end right now, Team Panyatt would have 120.4 points, a huge climb. But we still got 2 hands left to go.
Mm-hmm. See, East pair, West pair. The high pies, oh my goodness. Great shape high pie too, I believe round Shantan. Okay, that looks more like a
Really nice
normal high pie.
The first draw being two solo is very, very nice.
Helps
And
a
of course
lot,
it's
yeah.
Kago, right? Whenever we're talking about like, oh, these tiles aren't quite as lucky as everyone else. Unfortunately, it's been the same player every time.
Yeah, Kago's taking everybody else's Shantan and her high pie and doubling it.
We've all been there. We've all had games where just nothing has come, and you've been playing your best, and everyone else's template has to do 4 or 5 draws, and you know what? If I could trade my hand with the discards I've made, I still couldn't make a winning hand. Sometimes you get those games. All good
Happens. You play a lot of games. One of them's got to go that way.
Yeah, exactly.
Still
Either way, though,
Shantan,
yeah,
Shinohara,
still
not able to find it.
that is the one benefit of Mahjong. The closer you are to finishing hand, the harder it is to get that next tile that gets you a little bit closer. At least in theory. In practice, well. That is a side grade, though.
Depends on who draws, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Cheating coming up. Up in some of these Yaku highs.
I say it's a side grade, but actually it might be a little bit of a curse. We'll see. We'll see if Inomata manages to get to tempo wedding on that 4-pin. But there are no 4-pins left to draw. There's definitely a chance that maybe Inomata and I believe was it Shinohara? No, it's yes, yeah. Inomata and Shinohara hit tempo around about the same time, and this 4-pin deals in. I hope I haven't cursed that now. Actually, no, I'm going to knock on wood just in case. Okay.
5-7 is not going to do it. Does not look like it yet. Mochizuki.
Yeah, if I'm Mochizuki, my main goal
need a
would
shot.
be to try and identify what Shinohara has and make sure that whatever I discard, she doesn't get a call from me. I don't care if anyone else wins as long as Shinohara doesn't, right? That's where my brain would be at right now. Kind of a side grade if we're willing to keep both the 3-3-4 and the 4 and the 3-4-4, but no, we don't. We end up getting the 4-pin. Oh, that's a very, very nice
So
draw.
that'll help out. Ishantan. Ugly Ishantan, but Ishantan.
You know what? I think Kago just has to take anything that she's given at this point. With only 2 hands left to go and no dealership left.
Yeah.
It's a struggle, but that's Mahjong, right?
I mean, again, every point matters hypothetically. So while you would love placements, like with where things are at, +5 is +5.
Very true. Yeah, the scores are really close, right? So even that would add up.
Yeah, could potentially try targeting Mochizuki a bit, letting Shinohara pass just with where team standings are too. Limit Mochizuki's points. That's another strategy Kago can use.
I like what Inomata just did there, by the way. Sacrificing a little bit of efficiency to try and keep that safe tile for when things go down later on. Well, this is a really awkward situation, right? You've got Dora 2.
I mean, you could play 7 so, and then if you get 2 or 5 so before then you ditch the 1s, but we just decide to ditch the 6-7. We'll wait on 6 so Senpai if we get there.
Oh, a very nice draw for Inomata.
Another upgrade.
So I say sacrificing a little bit of efficiency, but that doesn't matter if we just draw the 2 immediately afterwards.
Yep.
Oh, not quite.
7, yeah, that won't do it. That won't help us. North, not going to be the Senpai getter.
This is live, right? You haven't seen a single green played so far. Hand's good enough to risk it, though. As is often the case when you've got 2 Dora. You're more willing to take a bit of a risk.
Oh, 1-2. We're debating on whether we can drop that. Inomata in deep thought.
The 1 looks pretty safe. I'm just thinking, like, yeah, the 2 is definitely not. If we're going to try and make this hand happen. Oh, Dora 3! Hello!
Oh, but we can't use it for Tenpai, and we dropped the
No.
7.
Oh, that is a very good draw, though, for Kago. Finally getting to Tenpai. Not the greatest weight, just the 8-pin, but she is in last. She needs to go for every single point she can get.
Yep. Tenpai's Tenpai.
How many 8s are left? We see one in the discards. Didn't see any in the other player's hands up to this point, so maybe there's 3 left. Could see some very lucky Ipatsu sumo action.
Just a bit of nonsense.
Not this time.
Not this time.
Okay, let me assess the second one. So there's 2 left. 2 in the wall there. Could see Kago win a hand. Oh, that
Just
kind
an
of
awkward
helps. Then
6-0.
the reach has come out at this point, and the reach tick wasn't. So the reach tile was the 3.
You could drop 3-so here. You keep the same shade. Your M weight is worse, but you still play the same K10 basically. Less of a chance to win, but you still play the K10. We are going to see that play from Shinohara.
Now we could call this for Tenpai, as you're saying K10, because we don't have a Yaku, but it is near the end of the hand, and just being Tenpai is going to be important, I think, for Inomata.
Good points.
Especially if there's a repeat.
Mm-hmm.
This is Tenpai. 6 has to get played, and the weight is awful, but Dora 3, I think he's got to reach. I mean,
just basically the 1-pin against the 3-pin Riichi that looks super 1-4 pin. It's Suji against you, but man, that 1-4 looks so bad against.
I agree,
Kago.
but also actually, but at the same time, Dora 3, right? You know the other players don't have Dora because you've got 3 of them. I think if I was playing Red 5 Mahjong, I would never.
Well, I think you take the Tenpai. I just don't think the reach commitments gets you anywhere.
Shinohara does go for it though. I wish you luck. I hope I can justify using results. Oh, the 5 comes out. Steals in. Dora 4.
Oh my goodness. Okay, I take it all back with each. And Ura 2! Reach Dora 4, Ura 2. Ugh. Hand for my nightmares. What a Hanemon.
See what I mean? You should have reached. Clearly.
I would have lost points there. I'm not going to lie. I'd have been mad too. I'd have been like, unbelievable that actually came out. I'd have been like, how did nobody else have it?
Honestly, I recognize it's definitely a long shot, but at the same time, like, when you've got Dora 3, it's hard to refuse that, right? It's hard to refuse the ability to ROM.
See, the problem is I use that for justification, and I'm down like 100 points on that in the last 3 months. So I've been trying to not use, I have Dora 3, surely.
Yeah, I think that's fair. As I say, in Red 5 Mahjong, when there are more Dora out there, the chance of that backfiring are higher. But without them, when the rule set like this, I'm all in. One thing to keep in mind is that just because Kago has gone underneath 0 points, she has not busted out, the game will continue. Everyone gets 2 full dealerships.
Yep.
Which is going to be, I'm sure, a lot of comfort for Kago with a score of minus 7,900 right now. So sorry, she's had the worst game this time around. But that's Mahjong. Sometimes you just get really unlucky.
Yeah, it just be like that sometimes.
Having said that, though, she has got a pair. She's got quite a few pairs, but trying to think about where the value is, right? If I were Kago and I was tilting, because I'm probably tilting at this point, and am I going for a flush with potentially all triplets? Is that my plan?
Maybe go for something big to get some pride. I mean, I think if Kago's playing another game, maybe that's valuable. Otherwise, I think you just kind of play the hand you get. Again, Mochizuki not being first is kind of also good for Kago's team.
Absolutely, yes. Like, that team's still scoring points, but it's a lot less.
Yeah. Still in catching up range pretty easily.
Speaking of Mochi, we do have 2 players with a pair of the Red Dragons each. Kago's not getting a triplet anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And I do think that's actually going to only be to Shinohara's benefit. Although, having said that, there's a nice potential Itsu, potential half flush hand building in Inomata's hand. It's not enough to get out of that third place, I don't think. But every point is still a point, and you know what? I support this. The other question is, I suppose, what we do with those bamboo tiles, right? The 4 is a door, so it's nice to keep. But then, it's one of the situations where one door is really nice, but a closed half flush is 3 hand.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
it definitely makes,
we don't have to make just yet. But
makes it harder where you value.
I don't necessarily want to have to discard that later on, so I don't think we're ever going to see it get cut. It's probably just playing for a slightly less bad third, which is perfectly fine in the league format.
Yep. Yeah, it's just so difficult to catch up.
You know what I think Kago's doing, by the way?
What?
I think Kago's going for Suonko, for Conceal Triplets. I think she's going for the Akuman.
Is she?
Is it likely to happen? No, but I think that's what she's aiming for.
It catches you up. Maybe with those. I mean, it's not like those tiles you've been discarding can do a whole lot of help. Decision time here, and we're going to commit to just the Itsu. Possible Finfu, playing that Dora shape.
One sad thing is, of course, that we know where all of the red dragons are, at least. And in fact, this is going to be Tenpai for our dealer.
Yep, could reach on 5 so red dragon, which, I mean, not the worst. And we are going to reach it. Maybe deciding whether red dragon had a more likely chance of coming out without the Riichi. That 3-pin. Right. 3-pin actually, I think, just saved Kago. I think Kago was thinking about folding with the reds and then got Genbutsu 3-pin. And chose that.
Oh, Kago, stay safe. Okay, no, she was thinking about the 1 so. We're still perfectly fine. Oh, this is Tenpai and Dora too, and Itsu. But we have to cut the 3 so to do it. We do cut it, we don't reach.
Yep, we're on 7 mon. Not Genbutsu, not safe, but
yeah, she sees Tenpai one of them discards. So she knows at least one of them's gone. I think it's just the one that she's in discards.
But there's at least one in hand.
Ooh, I think that's exactly it.
Let's draw both sides of the worst, Suji. 7, we're playing it.
I think you're absolutely right. Yeah, 1 in discards and 1 in this hand right here. So 2 left for the Itsu.
Is Tenpai on 7 so. For Tanyao, Peiko, Dora, and we are going to take that Tenpai. And so, not going to do it. 8 mon, not going to deal in. Likewise for the 1.
You know what? I'm still happy that this game has come down to the wire.
What a shame. Kansai Chito is not on. Kago not in Tenpai.
Yeah. Just because you got 4 of a tile does not mean it's 2 pairs, unfortunately. Although I do think that's very
weird
fun.
Wait, it's... Oh, and 7 mon comes out! The Mongon dealing! Door 2 Itsu.
So just closed Itsu Dora 2, which is still fine. I think from
you just put Mochizuki back in first, so technically yes, but in the grand standing of things, really you didn't get a placement. That is a really interesting debate, actually, whether that was better or not. Because you get 8 points, but you don't do a placement, and now Team Panyatt gets the Oka bonus too. What an interesting endgame scenario. I would have taken that 100% of the time on that table. But like in retrospect, I would have thought heavily about that. That's so weird. Wow. I wonder if you're supposed to pass.
I think you are, right? Because here's the thing, right? If you do pass, you're more likely to get the next 7, right? I mean, it's not that likely that 7 come out, period. But because it was safe and you haven't changed your hand, It's Genbutsu the person discarded it.
Maybe. I mean, dealer
And,
is in
yeah.
reach, so there's another hand guaranteed too, so you still have time to get that manga. That's so
I
weird.
think you're
What
right.
an
I think you should
interesting
start with that.
man.
That's really interesting.
Mahjong's cool. Well, what a weird thing to be debating. Passing Mangan Ron in the grand scheme of things being potentially plus EV based on format. What a crazy game we play.
You know what? I think we should post this question to the next two people who are going to be joining us for game 2.
Mm-hmm.
That being Nathanael and Jenn, I believe. What do you think about that? That would all last.
Crazy.
Would you pass that other on? Knowing that it brings the team who's currently in first place overall into first place for that game?
Yeah, it's really interesting because, of course, the dealer's in Riichi as well. So if you pass that, you can hope to snipe it later, but then you still have to take a draw. And maybe if it's too bad, you just have to fold. It's weird.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think it's
Especially
really
with it being last place that you're knocking out of first. They're like the one team that you can afford to have get some more points.
Because yeah, I definitely think you would see that kind of situation in, say, the last 2 or 3 rounds. I think you definitely would see someone skipping Ron way more often near the end of the league. We're sort of still in the middle. But at the same time, it's... Because at the end of the day, yeah, it's still 8 points for your team, even if it does technically give, 30 points to first place? Yes, it's an interesting question.
Jen, what do you think about
Yeah,
that?
what do you think, Jen?
You're in this league, so this is something that could come
I wasn't
to you.
watching.
Okay, so situation all last. Basically, a run happens. You're in third. This 8K run will not jump places no matter what. You will not lose to fourth no matter what. Dealers in Riichi. Second place is first place overall team. If you run dealer, they drop below to second place, and the first place overall team then gets the Oka bonus. Do you skip that run? And also the person in first currently who has the dealer reach is also the team in last, which you are ahead of, even at the end of this game. With the Oka and everything.
So you're skipping it to keep the overall first place team from getting more points?
From getting more, yes. From getting the Oka bonus as well. Just for a +8.
The two choices are the team in first place gets another first, or and you get 8 points, or you
that's
risk
some
it all.
high level meta. I'm not sure I would notice that this in the middle of the season here. Like
on table, I don't think anybody even thinks about that, but it is such a weird situation to come up.
I think in the last session you're gonna think about it, but maybe not in the 5th session.
I mean, you technically lost out on 7 points to first place team.
But you did get a lot of points on third and fourth, so it's tough, right?
That's true, yeah. It's so weird. So, what a situation.
Mahjong is such an interesting game.
Individual points to think about as well, so...
Oh, that's true as well. I didn't factor that into the EVs, so that +7 might be closer to like a +2. I guess it depends, how you're doing an individual stand. I might say, that +8's worth it. Sorry, guys. Someone else has got to make up the extra 7 points.
I think that maybe in the middle of the season you would still win on it. Did they win on it? I didn't.
Yeah, they won. It was whether you passed the winning run call or not, with 1 tile left in the wall, or with hypothetically 1+ tiles left.
Yeah, we've seen 1 discarded up to this point, so
I feel like at this point in the season you're gonna win on it, but later in the season maybe not. Because you still need to gain points anyway, even if it gives them a little bit bigger lead, I think.
I think that's very fair.
Good insight. You're the player in the cup, so I'll be looking forward to your games where that exact situation comes up and then you overthink it because of what we discussed today.
We'll be judging. Yeah, no.
If only Harrison and Kyle had not talked to Jenn.
The butterfly effect started.
Or alternatively, you get in that situation and you absolutely make the sickest play ever. And we all celebrate and we say, thank goodness Harrison and Chiral discuss the situation with Jenn.
Yeah, if you ever get a situation like that, chat, do tell us.
Feeling so
It's
much
very
pressure
interesting.
now from both directions.
That's what we're here for. It's okay. We trust Jenn to play the situation correctly.
Oh, absolutely.
I forgot something that we were supposed to share. Can I put something in the Discord to share?
Oh, sure.
That was a quick game, right? Sorry. Okay, I'll just DM it too. I don't need. Thank you guys. Oh, they're gone. Bye, guys.
Always fun to get the Chiral Harrison combo.
Yes.
It's pretty
Yeah,
rare
they're
because
fun.
usually Chiral does the first game, and either I or
Harrison.
Tips or somebody does the first game, but Harrison on the first game as well.
Yeah, it was fun. They had a good chemistry. I was listening for a lot of it. I was just getting some rest a little bit, but I'm ready for game 2. But I sent you an image because it's only a week and a half away, and Garth and I are going to New York City. It's insane.
Yeah, I saw you post about this pretty recently. And it's exciting. Not sure where this image went, but
I just put it in I sent it to your DM.
oh yeah, Oop. And put this up on the screen so everybody can see.
Saved it somewhere. I see. Got it. All right, so we will be at New York Comic Con for the 3rd year in a row, and that means that we now have basically an annual Mahjong Matsuri because this is the 3rd time it's happened. So we're comfortable calling it annual, at least until this year. As long as they don't. They have asked us back every year. What we do is we go to Sparrow's Nest, and I wear yukata, and Garth wears a happy. And we have a little matsuri. We play games. We play an East round tournament. And it's really good times. And then there it is.
Whee!
But I made a little comic graphic because we're at Comic Con.
Yeah, this graphic's fantastic. I
Thank
wish
you.
I could have made it full screen, but it's okay. We get to see the comic in all its glory.
Yeah, it's good. It's good. It's on like all my social media places. So, we will be teaching mahjong at the Sparrow's Nest and USPML booth, and it's always like tons of tables, always super full. Everybody wants to learn mahjong. You can buy my book there. I'll be in cosplay every single day. Sometimes Garth will be also matching my cosplay a little bit.
Oh.
His aren't quite as elaborate as mine, but in at least it's the same theme. So, yeah, it should be good times. That's
Excellent.
my plug for today.
Well, we will have more mahjong. Same teams. In fact, some of the same players, I believe, are going to be returning for game number 2.
Yeah, we do have. There is one team that only has 2 players in this group, and also some other teams that just don't split up their broadcast tables. So it's just up to the team and the individual. I think we're gonna see Kago a lot today. Also, Kotono Mochizuki a lot.
All right. Well, let's take a look then at the players for game number 2.
And Yukari Nozoe a lot as well. Nozoe for the all green team, member of Saikoi-sen Pro Mahjong. In the South Sea, Yusa Ogura. I can't figure out how. I know it's Panyatt. I'm not quite sure exactly how this is pronounced. Looks like Panyatt to me. And Kago in the West seat out for Team Mango from JPML. And North Sea Mahoco for Team Mahoco, Miyu Nakagawa. Can't remember which. Is she NPM? I don't have the script open. I need
Let's
to have
see. I believe she is indeed NPM. Your memory is impeccable.
It's sometimes exists.
So
All right.
a full, a different org for each of the players. Let's take a look at.
All right, Ogura was RMU, right? I think I didn't say that.
That's right, RMU for Ogura.
RMU is a bit newer and a bit smaller than the other orgs, so not quite as many pros from there playing.
We saw in game number 1, things opened up really fast and furious. A lot of calls. I think there were several 2-call hands and a 3-call hand. I wonder if the second game they'll be so eager to open up early on. Looks like a nice set of tiles for our dealer. Ogura on the south seat, doing quite well. Kago, triplet of the 2-pin, a couple other shapes to work with. Everyone looking to be starting off pretty reasonably here, but I feel like we won't be seeing the calls that we saw in the last game. 2 Dora now for Ogura. We'll shift into the
Sanshoku brewing for Nakagawa, 7, 8, 9.
I'm curious to see how the central shape will resolve the 5/6/6 mon for Ogura, with the 6 mon being Dora and the 1 mon also being paired up in the hand. Sometimes you have to sacrifice the Dora to complete the hand. Sometimes you can just cut your other pair. With the 1 mon being discarded as well, we'll keep an eye on how many of those end up being cut.
This gives her a chance to sort of shift to a more of an inside hand if she wants to. She will not. She'll go a little bit more efficient. Maybe not the greatest shapes later with those pairs that you were talking about.
Yeah, it really depends on how the tiles around the Dora fill out. If you draw something like the 4 mon or the 7 mon, you're really happy. 3 mon, it's a little awkward, and we'll just throw it back. So this sort of indicates to me that she is willing to throw the Dora pretty easily.
Or she's really banking on like a Shabo. Is there a 1 on? It looks like there is 1/1 character already on the board.
Right.
Oh, there are 2?
I think they're both out.
They're both out.
So I guess you can hold that 6 mon hope to get a triplet for as long as you can, and then discard away from it later when it becomes efficient to do so.
Yeah, I don't know, with those 2 ones on the board, I think I would have been really inclined to discard one of them from my hand as well and keep the other one as a safe tile.
Right,
Especially with that coming in. I'd be happy with that shape 1, 3, 5. With all the ones being on the board or in my hand.
Looks like we will be shifting in that direction anyway after the 2 pin is drawn. So plenty of shapes to work with. We could still use the 6 mon as a pair in the hand. And there's a 7. That's a big draw towards the Itsu. The full straight in the bamboo tiles. Just looking for the 1 so, but any of 1, 4, and 7 will complete the so shape.
How many? There's already one of the ones discarded and another one in Kago's hand.
Oop, there's the 6 pin. That means that we have the Tempai. The Dora will come out. It's waiting around the Dora. Sneaky. 4, 7 mon. She also drew the perfect tiles, both the 4 pin and the 6 pin, in order to... I was going to say the 4 pin, the 6 pin would have been ideal if we cut the 1 mon pair.
I've also been inclined to probably take the Shabo away and change it in the dots later. And she ended up drawing that 5 dot, right?
Yeah, I think...
Is that what...
I think she had the 5, but got the 4 and the 6 for the Tanyo.
No, I mean after the reach. She could have chosen the 5 dot and Dora
you're
Shabo
right.
Weight.
That was possible.
And it was a Tanyo hand, so she didn't need to reach even.
It would have been...
It would have been Mangan just with the Tsumo even without reaching, but there was also a potential for like a full straight and a lot of things. I mean, anything could stick to those dots with the 2, 5, 8 shape in there. an extra 258 Suji. So I think I would have been like taken the Shabo first and then switched it maybe. But
Yeah,
she would have drawn it actually.
no other pin tiles have been cut, so you're right. It's very easy to switch from that Shabo to a nice multi-sided weight. Almost any draw does it. It's just the 2, 5, 8 that end up with another Shabo. But the 5 is a Tsumo, so it's only the 2 pin and the 8 pin. And all the 2 pins were out,
Yeah,
so
exactly.
basically every draw would have worked. That's a clever move, actually. It's very easy to just say, Riichi Tanya Pin Fudora 1 is good enough, but
And I also think when you're reaching with the Dora like that, your weight is not as concealed as you may feel like it could be, because any of the Matagi Suji, the straddle Suji over the reach declaration tile, people are going to consider dangerous. I don't think you're fooling anyone that, oh, around the Dora must be safe as well. So I wouldn't be that happy with that reach in the first place, I think.
wow. The 4 Monotaki is going to pay out after opening up for the Itsu. Had the option. Maybe I'll look to the skies. If only I'd taken the Shabo.
I think that, she ended up with that 4-character Tanki weight, and I do think that that reach declaration tile was had an impact on that. She didn't want to discard those tiles around the Dora.
That certainly was the most dangerous of the tiles that she had available to push. I guess there's also the option to cut 1 pin earlier and take a diamond weight, but that was declined in favor of the Tanki. I didn't get a good look at if the diamond was Furiten or not. Ended up paying out. It will be Nozoe repeating as the dealer, sniping the Riichi stick from Ogura. We'll see East 1, repeat 1. This time the Dora, the Green Dragon. We saw one drawn by Nakagawa just a moment ago, and the others seem to be left on the wall. Oh, Shun passes the call. Kago here holding a Dora. And the Chun comes out once again. Ogura wants more than Yakuhai here. So after the first Red Dragon came out, she passed the call and then just cut the pair immediately. That's an interesting choice also stylistically. Sometimes players, there's some players that are more willing to open up 4G pans. We've had this discussion a lot over the course of this and last season's Sankei Shimbun Cup. Of course, typically you want your hands to be worth a little bit more than 1 Han.
Yeah, that's kind of been a theme of a lot of our study sessions as well. There's kind of a sweet spot is generally 2 Han and a reach is considered to be the most ideal sort of hand to aim for. It gives you a Mangan Sumo and plenty of points even if you end up winning on a discard. And it's also not too difficult to make usually.
It does help when the door is easier to use, and it is going to be Nakagawa that is pulling in the Dora. 2 of them now. Keep in mind, Kago also holding a singleton. We'll see how long she holds on to that, presumably for quite a while. If we could peek at the hand, it's starting to improve. She gets Tempai, and that actually will come out immediately. We're going to see the pull, and it's going to be a battle between Dora 3 and a Riichi. Riichi's waiting on 3 Mon, 5 Mon. I definitely am feeling a little bit uncomfortable if I am Kago in this spot.
I thought it was a 6 for a second. 9. Just
Certainly, if I could have my way, I'd like to have the nicest possible weight when battling against Dora 3. And that's the scariest thing for me when I declare Riichi. That is somewhat low value and weak weight, is that the player that has the Dora chooses to fight me, and I have no control over my discards.
And that's one of the main reasons why you don't always want to just reach once you're Tenpai. If your hand is not worth fighting against that Dora 3, then you might want to keep the option open of folding.
So I have a couple thoughts in that situation. I'm curious to hear yours. Do you ever consider in that spot breaking the Tenpai with either the 5-mon or the 3-mon cut, saying, I can maybe draw around the Dora or Dora Tonki later, or I could say draw 6-mon or 7-mon for a Sanchoku or a Diamen. Wait before cutting the Dora. And alternatively, do you ever cut the Dora, but Dama turn to see if anybody calls?
I mean, if I'm going to reach, then I'm definitely going to wait a turn if I'm going to discard a Dora value tile. Just because also, well, first of all, there's many reasons for it. So one of the biggest reasons is that if it's called, I can decide if I want to fold or not, especially with no value in the hand. Another reason is it kills my Ippatsu. So if I was reaching without any other Han, without any other Yaku, then that immediately kills one of the Yaku I was hoping for, that I at least want a chance still to try and get. So I would definitely wait and not reach with that value tile.
And certainly a distinction there is reaching without any other value versus reaching with potentially if you have something like Riichi Tanya Pifu Dora or Riichi Tanya Pifu, Ipek or something like that, you'd probably slam without hesitation, even without the Ipatsu, because you have the value and the weight to back it up. But maybe a situation like this, you'd be more willing to wait one turn.
Absolutely. And also, so we always talk about the 3 main elements of deciding when to reach or not. Speed, if you're first to Tenpai. Score, usually you want at least 3,900 or so, even if you have a Ron, a win on a discard. And weight. Is your weight, does it have to be open-ended, but is it something that you think you have a good chance of winning on? And the 3-5 Shavo feels really difficult to me. It's not always difficult, but it generally feels difficult. Because the middle tiles of Shabo, when you're using 2 of them, everybody wants to use those middle tiles in sequences. So it's not easy for those to be discarded by other people. They'll be snatched up, such as in this hand.
As we approach the end of this hand, finally Nakagawa has found a Tenpai, but it is Furitan on the 6-9 so. There'll be one more chance at a win, but she needs to draw it. I believe all the 9 so are gone. That's not it. So we'll head to Ryukyoku. 2 players Tenpai. Kago and Nakagawa will be picking up 1,500 apiece. Riichi stick will be left in the center of the table. Well, I guess off to the side in this case. And we'll move to the south round. We'll add another Honba as well. So a tidy little sum to pick up.
Quick.
Yeah.
I guess maybe it wasn't that quick. I don't know why it felt quick though.
Oh, hello. East pair, south pair. One of each dragon.
Lots of Manzu, I think. But there's an open-ended in the dots.
So the flush isn't an immediate solution.
Yeah. But we'll hedge it with starting with the 1 bamboo.
And it's not surprising to me to see such a beautiful centrally focused hand here for Kago, with Ogura holding all the honor tiles. Maybe an outside hand potentially for Nozoe. Ipeko chance at the upper Manzu door acceptance as well with the 2-3 Mon. So we might be cutting honor tiles now. No, we'll throw it back. Okay. Keeping the hedge alive.
Yeah, I mean, the only difficult part of that decision is that open-ended 6-7 shape and the dots. The Manzu is the Dora suit. The east, I guess the south is not value, but it should be pretty easy to call for.
Right.
East is value.
Even without any Dora, you still get double East half flush for 12,000 points. That's certainly an easy way to make a statement in this game.
And it's so easy to fold. I mean, you don't want to fold as dealer, but the thing is, when you have a half flush, the half flush is the easiest hand to like gain value and also keep safe tiles.
Super wide Ishante for Kago. Nakagawa also making progress towards potentially a 6-7-8 Sanchoku. Move back to Ogura, who has now decided to keep the 4-pin. And that should be a Tenpai. 3-6 Mon, Riichi Tanyao, Ipeko as well.
Sort of narrowly missing that possible Sanchoku with that 5 bamboo discard.
Notably, we did see the East come out no call as the Riichi is on the table. It's a lot harder for Ogura to push.
Trying to think if I would be tempted to keep that 5 bamboo and maybe discard like 2 dots instead. Lock in the twin sequence, the Ipeko shape. And then, as I do like, even though it's in the middle, I do like those tricky 4-5 weights.
Right, and if you get the 4 for Sanchoku, there's potential Hanemon.
Yeah, it's so tempting. I think I might have gone that route.
Riichi Tanyao Ipeko is also very good. If you sumo from Mangan, that is very strong. Oh, the 2 pins keep coming. Ended up drawing all 4 copies. Yeah, it's definitely interesting. I think I personally am fine slamming this Riichi, despite my obsession with Sanchoku.
Now, once you get there, I think Reach is definitely correct. I'm just wondering if I would have kept the 5 before that instead of something like the 2 dot.
I see. And then discarded all 4 copies of the 2 pin. Would have been a sight to behold.
I mean, that sounds exactly like something I would do, so. I'm more sure now that all the 2 dots have come that that's exactly what I would have done.
I don't think there's a path in here for most of these players, so it might just end up being Sumo or Ryukyoku to Mon close. Okay, well, this is the path in. We are technically Tenpai. Do you want to take a Shabo or a Kanshan weight against this Riichi? Shabo is taken. Riichi only chasing this down.
The Kanshan was Sanchoku, right?
I had the 9 pin as well, so 5, 6, 7, and the 7, 8, 9. Just drew the wrong side.
Okay.
Definitely had been playing for that.
Yeah, that's right. I was.
Oh, and the 8
I think when I was checking that, it switched right to her face, so I.
Small.
Wow, correct answer.
Very correct, as that would have been the deal-in tile had she chosen the other weight. I guess she would have discarded the deal-in 6 months. As a big Sumo, picking up all those sticks in the middle as well. And if you are Kago in that spot, you're like, man, could that tile have been 1 more to the left? Have you ever accidentally discarded your winner? You play like maybe you're short on time and you're just trying to play quickly and you draw and discard, like, wait a second, that's
last year's Judansen. And I realized it right before I hit the table, so I tried to just yell sumo. I kind of pull it back,
It's sumo.
and and it flew off the table. And then I brought it back. I'm like, it's sumo, and they're like, it touched the table. I'm like, oh, okay. And I was dealer,
Ah.
and so it should be a dead hand because I said sumo, and I was like, I think that's chombo. Because if it's chombo, I get to play again as dealer, and if it's a dead hand, I lose my dealership. So even though I would lose 20 points, that was my only shot at advancing to the next round. So I advocated to give myself chombo there.
The rare
And they gave
self
me
chombo.
so.
When that's the strategic move to accidentally, like not intentionally, of course, but accidentally chombo. Yeah, that's a.
I would have rather won the hand for sure, but it was like
sure.
this weird side, 7 bamboo weight, and I really wasn't expecting it.
Yeah, that's what happens to me. Like whenever I'm in that situation where I almost discard my winner, it's because I'm just not expecting to win the hand anymore. And I'm trying to play quickly. So I had one situation where I drew the winner and started to reach out to discard. I'm like, wait a second, this is my winner. So I go tsumo and then set it rather than to the side of my hand. Since my hand was already reaching over the pond, I'd set it in front of my tile. So not quite in my discard pond, but in front of my hand. This is unorthodox, but here's my winner and here's my hand.
If you're on an auto table, generally, as long as it's not past the elevator, or if you say sumo very clearly before setting it down. Mine was a little bit too close to.
Yeah, I would have said sumo right about the time it hit the elevator, and then set it on top of where my elevator would be. So quite unusual. Of course, it wasn't auto table. It was hand shuffle turn.
I mean, it also depends on your opponent. So when you're in Judansen, the 10-tier tournament is kind of brutal. They're always looking for an angle because it's I think it's 4 games. Sometimes it's 3 games depending on what level you start at, and the top 2 players advance. So I've had it where a player heard the clock, the timer beep. So even though they didn't announce time was up, he heard the timer beep, and so he stopped rolling the dice because he was in first place. So he didn't want to play another hand. And I was like, roll the dice. And he's like, oh, the timer went off. Wait for the announcement. And after that, they ended up changing the rules. So now once the hand is finished, your next hand is already considered to have started. So it doesn't matter when you roll the dice. At that time, the rule was if you haven't rolled the dice yet, then you only get, that's the end of or that you only get one more hand or whatever. It was the previous hand ends once you roll the dice. Right. That was the cutoff, and now they moved it up. So
yeah, I do like that rule. It makes it pretty unambiguous.
And another time, Danny was at the table, and this ended up being a huge Twitter sort of controversy. But one player pwned, and it was the very first discard or something, and the next player didn't hear it and just drew and discarded. And then they said, well, I pwned. And the other 2 players said, oh yeah, we heard the pwn. And to be honest, I can't tell if they were telling the truth that they actually heard the pwn or not, because in Judansen, I feel like you never know. I feel like if one person at your table gets a chombo, then you only have to beat one more opponent,
Right. So
and yeah, we can't accuse anyone of anything like that.
Certainly not.
I feel like I don't know. I can't say for sure either way.
Yeah, but it's difficult, these situations that pop up. Of course, we've had the Kago Riichi for a while, just waiting on the 7 mon. Not a tile you're particularly expecting to see fall out naturally, and Nozoe has done a good job of holding on to it for now. I have the feeling this is going to end in Ryukyoku, but 4 mon just came out that does set Suji. Maybe there's a world where Nozoe will play it if she draws 2/5/8 so into Tenpai. So not quite it. There are definitely some very safe tiles to cut here, and then there's the 7-mon.
Deals in.
We can't see the Uda, but one Uda. Yeah, it was such a wide shape to potentially get a Tenpai. It's very tempting to just play the Suji. A lot of the central Mon tiles had started to come out. The 5-mon, the 9-mon was safe as well.
And the Suji was after the reach, right?
The Suji was after the reach as well. A lot of incentive to try to eke out some extra value with either a Ryukyoko or maybe even something like Itsupihu or Ipei Kotanyao, something along those lines. But the trap worked out for Kago, and she will get the dealership moving into the East round. The post-Riichi trap.
Yeah, I usually think of a Suji trap as something that someone sets.
Right. Okay. So maybe trap is the wrong word. What is the correct?
No, this is. I think it's fine to call it trap. That wasn't my point. And my point is that like a lot of people will only they only want to wait on the middle weight like that, the gut shot if they were able to set a trap, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I have recently been actually Shinohara, who was in the previous game at Women's League last month. She got me so many times with the after the reach trap. And so when I went to North Kanto the next day, I used that. You just reach with the conchons and hope that you get the trap afterwards, and it works a lot better.
You truly can reach any weight. I think there are some instances where I have tried to select my weight based off of the one that I thought is more likely to become Suji trap later. Like especially when you have like a 3/5/7 and you're picking your conchon. There's various. I mean, it's really hard to decide which one to weight, but there are ways of deciding that with little information. And one of the things that I use in that spot is which one do I think will become Nakasuji later? If I don't already have the Nakasuji set.
And that's why you win Texas tournaments. That is high level thinking, I think. I'm not sure how much I think about that. Maybe. It depends on if there's music playing. If there's music playing, I can think a lot more, like a lot more deeply. If there's no music playing, then I like end up paying attention to the other tables or the people around me or things like that.
I'm paying attention to Ogura's hands. That is spicy with all the wind pairs. Surely they don't allow like earbuds with music.
No.
That would be foreign objects at the table. Just I see the poem.
The only time we ever get music is if we're playing like we're just renting a few tables for a small league at a parlor that also has like normal customer games going on at the same time. Because we can't tell them to turn off the music, but if we're renting the whole parlor, they turn off the music every time, and you can't bring your own music. So, very hard for me to concentrate. I mean, it's all right. I'm used to it, but I concentrate much better with music.
Because I feel like most people would say the opposite. They would say that music is distracting.
Yeah. That's why they call it neurodivergent and not neuro the same.
It is true though. Like I always make sure that when I play, say, online Mahjong, that I turn off all the music. However, I have noticed that it doesn't prevent music from burning through my head on loop constantly.
Yep, exactly.
I just provide my own mental music rather than using venue provided sound.
It does happen, but then it takes up some of your brain power that you're supposed to be. If you have to also provide the music. 4-7 dot. Wait, I was trying to count how many tiles are left. Feels like a lot. I see 1-4 on the board.
Yeah, even the flush hand isn't holding any of those tiles. It will be interesting if Kago does draw the Dora 3-pin.
1 here and 2 there. So I only see 4. That's only half of them, it feels like.
That 5-pin may be a bit too hard of a push. Ooh, can swap in a couple different ways. Could just get the 3 Mon. If
Oh, there it
she knows
goes.
I'm safer, but there it
They
is.
were all in the deck still. Tanya.
Just a Tanya.
Just Tanya.
And we'll pick up, another home ball. The biggest hand of the game so far has been the Tsumo, the chasing Riichi from Nakagawa. Drawing the same tile that Kago was waiting on.
Did we say a few hands ago that we were in the south round? Did I?
We were definitely in the east round.
I know. I just wondering why when I said like, "Oh, that felt quick." For some reason, I think I misheard you. And
maybe I called like a south wind.
Yeah, I think I definitely heard something wrong. And I was thinking, wait. So we're definitely still in east. Everybody still has another turn at dealer.
Yeah, certainly the first few hands have felt like they're going fast, but probably because we've had so many interesting things to talk about. East for Ogura. Also Dora 9 Mon. When I see the Yakuhai pair with the in combination with the Dora, a singleton of the Dora, I always think, oh, I can Dora Tonki later. That involves opening the hand and limiting yourself potentially to just that single Yakuhai and maybe even not the Dora pair, especially because we found 3 other pairs. Maybe pairs is a solution.
Yeah, there's 4 pairs in the hand already. And the Dora is like any other time you would discard that 9.
Yeah, one so is the hedge.
No question.
So frequently I find myself playing a hand of Mahjong and I automatically, this 9. I should just cut this. Wait, it's the Dora. And then the next draw, this is a tough decision. Oh wait, I have this 9. I could just cut that. Wait, that's the Dora. I have to like set it off to one side of my hand to remember that not to drop it. And then while I'm looking for tiles to cut, I'll look back at the tile and think, why didn't I think about this? Oh, right,
here?
it's the Dora.
How did you get over there? I remember one time in women's league, I was dealer and I was about to discard and I was like, oh wait, can you turn over the door indicator? Whoever had the wall hadn't turned it over yet. And I had the tile in my hand I was going to discard and they turned it over. I was holding the green dragon. And they turn over the white dragon. Wait, yeah. They turn over the white dragon and I look at it. Goodbye. That was the only choice for my discard.
It's almost worse if you've got the tile in your hand and they flip it over and then you do the put it back in your hand and change.
True.
So I have a singleton of the Dora. Now you all know that. And then if it never leaves your hand and you declare Riichi, they know you've got to. You're either Dora Tonki, you have to.
Yeah, that is true. I guess that was a good move that I made. Totally did that on purpose.
We will see Riichi Nakagawa with the Riichi only for 7 Mon. Similar. I feel like we've been seeing that weight a lot today. Ogura had just gotten rid of the Dora as well, so then maybe considering moving back towards a normal hand, but now on the folding path. Kago highly incentivized to play this hand. as the dealer. Ogura incentivized as the 4th place player, but maybe there's plenty of time in the game. Doesn't need to be too desperate at this moment. We saw Nozoe really hang in there in the hand so far. It did cost her 3,900 points at one time, but it felt like a justified push. We'll back away here.
Yeah, 3,900. I mean, right now we're used to WRC rules seeing 30,000 points starting. Thanks, but these hands are, not these hands, these scores are actually not very far apart from each other since everyone starts at 25,000.
Right. Another Dora for Kago.
Yeah, there's a lot more places you can use it than we saw earlier in this hand.
It's just so many of the tiles that these players are looking for are held by the other players. Yeah, she'll just give up that Dora. It's relatively Gembutsu.
Nozoe's hand is finally shaping up, but it's so late.
No, maybe the plan was actually Chitoi for Kago. Now what? It's gonna give up completely? Does seem to be the play. Another 1 pin for Nozoe. We'll leave the hand. 2 4-mon, 2 7-mon here for Kago. I believe we saw 1 tile for Nozoe. A couple for Ogura as well.
This is sort of hand that Nozoe wanted to start with, not end with.
It's possible that there's 1 7-mon left in the wall. They're rapidly approaching the end. Oh, gee. So this will shift Haite. And Nozoe draws it instead. It finds the safe tile. We safely find our way to Ryukyoku. Nakagawa, the only player template, will pick up 1,000 each. Leave a Riichi stick in the middle. I have a bit of a giggle before East 4. I wonder what the table chatter was. Nakagawa in the lead with the dealership. Oh, East 4. And her team needs to make up the most ground. We already saw a positive result from Mahoco in Game 1. Moving in the right direction for the team. Nakagawa hoping to continue that with another positive result. Hopefully a first. 5 Dora. So this is a very central Dora, one of the few that we've seen so far in this game, and a triplet of the White Dragon now for Nakagawa. We might see a flush in the Manzu, as well as, you know, just holding onto the dragons just in case something were to happen. Ogura, though, pairing up the Hatsu will end any dreams of Chosangen or Daisangen. The flush plan, still totally live, though.
So how inclined are you to go for flushes when you have an open-ended weight in a different suit?
I still tend to do it if I feel like I have enough blocks.
I think I do it a lot.
I
I think like yeah,
I don't think it's
usually it has
necessarily wrong. I guess part of it is also the quality of the shapes that are in the flush suit. Like if I have Penchant and Kanchan shapes that I'd like to fill by calling, then if I'm opening my hand anyway, I might as well get the value of the flush too. But if I have nice shapes in the flush suit, then I guess I'm slightly more inclined to consider staying closed and declaring a Riichi using all of my good shapes and not necessarily forcing the flush.
Yeah, I definitely force the flush too much, but
Flush can be super powerful. Like I definitely play for Honitsu a lot. Wall repair there. Incidentally, Nozoe here is going to be incredibly focused because she has door 3 and is considering maybe breaking the maybe considering potential. I didn't notice the 3-mon and the 2-mon, how that ended up leaving the hand. I think maybe the 2-mon came in after the 3 cut.
like Nozoe's hand is really like Nozoe's hands keep piquing my interest.
Yeah, certainly door 3 piques my interest for sure. June comes out. Ishantem, Nakagawa, potential bomb here.
And I'm just thinking like what this 7 is going to do and what that 9 bamboo is going to do in Nozoe's hand.
Yeah, certainly the 7 so just gives tempai, but you'd hope
I
for
mean the 7
something better.
mon. What's she gonna do
Yeah,
with
the
that
7
7
mon. I'm sure she's hoping to build a better shape than this 8-9 so. And we'll take the Kanchan, but this sign so is going to deal into the cheap hand, the shutdown, 1,000 points plus Honma. And the Riichi stick, of course. 1,900.
That shape is so difficult and annoying when you have the 4, 5, 5, 5, 6, 8, 9.
Absolutely.
It's
It,
it's one of those itchy shapes. It makes me itchy.
it's not so hard to. There's a lot of improvements that can happen around the shape. Like if you draw the 3 so, a lot of times you can end up with 2 diamond shapes. The only issue is that the 5 so's doors. You'd be cutting away from that. But you don't necessarily need to do that because you can just trim down the 9 so and end up playing for a Tanyo type hand. And so it's got its improvements, but as it sits,
Yeah.
especially if you're Tempai, it's really awkward.
I feel like all the improvements like end up you get rid of 9 so most of the time for the improvements. But if you get rid of 9 so first, you're gonna be Footy 10. And because that's science.
Right.
And so it makes me itchy.
Yeah, I guess if you drop the 9 so and then draw the 7 mon, it's about as an ideal of a Footy 10 as you can get, like 4-sided Footy 10.
Yeah. But with the Dora indicator and the Doras in your hand and I don't
Right.
know.
That's so easy, but it didn't end up mattering. The cheap hand did win out, and we have a sort of similar shape now with Dora 3. Except this is near the edge, so it's less spicy. Nakagawa here. 7, 8, 8, 8, 9, and these shapes look a lot more standard. She even has the ability to call for Sanchoku.
I think she's gonna end up. Oh yeah, there. Wait, which Sanchoku was she going for?
I believe 7, 8, 9 was live.
Oh no, I was looking at this hand. That's my bad. I was looking at the 8, 8, 9 of dots, and I was thinking probably gonna cut away from this 9 as well.
Mm.
And now we're in the south round, by the way.
We have made our way back to Nozoe as the dealer. And her high pie is reasonable. It's workable. It's It's tough. Gotta cut one of the pairs. Yeah, just hold
We should
all the
just
shapes.
yeah, maybe we should just get rid of all the 9s.
We should play Mahjong with no 9s. Oh, but then we can't get Itsu.
Yeah.
I retract my statement.
Garth would not be happy with that either. He might quit Mahjong if there was no more Itsu.
Interestingly, for Nakagawa, we saw the Kanchan cut 7-9 pin here, rather than the 8-9 Pinchan. It also means that Sajiko will not be happening in that hand. Tenpai found the ideal draw here for Pinhu. Each Pinhu,
Yeah.
Nozoe, 5-8 pin.
So, yeah, this hand, everybody's hands were super slow. I finally got a reach, and it's just Pinfu.
A spot though where Nakagawa definitely has incentive to challenge. Of course, you don't really like the perspective of going up against a dealer Riichi. Even if you've got all the Dora, they can still hit Ura, and that can be painful.
All these like triples of Dora are just within these annoying shapes, I think. I don't even like this shape of this 7, 8, 8, 8, 9.
Yeah, especially if you end up
I'd
on like a
rather-
Shabo.
I think I'd rather push that one to Tanyao as well. I'm just like really mad at 9s this hand, I think, for this game.
I did notice the 8 still came out after Riichi. It would have been really amusing to see something like a Khan into Tanyao shift.
I don't know what the 9s ever did to me, but I'm not liking them at all, this whole Hanchan.
Those end shapes always awkward. Straight fold from most of the players. Nakagawa is trying to stay in it though, Shantam. Natsu clearing
Yeah, you
rapidly.
don't get that many chances with 3 Dora.
Oh, Tenpai.
Trying to decide if she can push that 8 or not. She will. Oh, reach! I think she has maybe 1 draw left? Maybe 2.
8 month
2.
certainly
No,
clears.
just 1.
I guess also maybe some consideration about whether to reach or not. 3 pin was Genbutsu, but I think it was 3 times cut, so only 1 left. Oh, Tsumo found that Riichi stick will go the way of Nozoe. And an Ura, each Tsumo Pinhu Ura. And that is enough value. That makes the Riichi worthwhile.
Yeah, definitely. If you have 4 Han, 4 Han is always going to be worth it, especially as dealer. Basically a non-dealer Mongon.
Exactly, 24
70,
knots.
800. Yeah.
And that will put Nozoe into second place. Still, as you say, tightly contested. And even last place, Ogura still has her dealership yet to come. One hand like that, and she will be basically back to starting again. A little bit over, in fact.
Yeah, the thing about when you're used to playing with 30,000 starting, and you get down to 18,900 in this sort of tournament because it's the only one you play that starts at 25,000, it feels like you're losing by a lot. So you gotta like take a deep breath and remember that it's not that big of a deficit.
Yeah, psychologically, when you're used to 18,000, meaning that you dealt into like a dealer Hanuman or a dealer Mongon or something, Wow, second to Riichi from the dealer. 2-mon, I believe, was the weight. Just Riichi only. Is that a Riichi that you take? Riichi only with a 2-mon weight? I mean, as dealer, you're certainly applying pressure.
Yeah, as dealer, it has some extra foo in there.
That's true. Triplet of the North Wind, pair of the dragons. So you're already up to 40 and 50 on Ron.
Yeah, 2400 on a Ron, which is, I mean, not that different than if you call with 2 and 2900. So I think it's fine as dealer that early. Put the pressure on.
Certainly feels relatively standard to slam an early dealer Riichi. We'll see where the 2-mon are. One here for Ogura. None held by Kago, and one for Nakagawa. So 2 in the wall. In terms of the 6 Odora, Nakagawa's holding so many of them once again. Also, a Santoku chance.
Oh, good. She got rid of the 9 first. I don't have to be mad at it.
Yeah, never has to sacrifice the door really either. Can just play the 7 instead. Should Tempai be reached. Senso is now Suji as well. Makes the path forward a little bit more clear. She just has to try the 5-mon eventually. And what's likely to happen is, as the game gets later and later, see one more 2-mon drawn, that 2-5 Suji probably starts to look bad. Oh, but the 5 comes out. Did it clear earlier? I'm not seeing it.
It had just cleared from... Oh, wait.
Oh.
So Nakagawa left. Kago discarded 2 of them.
Got the
And
pullback.
Nakagawa copied it. Yeah, I mean, most of the time people aren't gonna say anything because they're just
certainly.
like, well, it's I don't know. In my opinion, they got it. I don't want to win on like some stupid technicality.
Exactly. I feel the same way. And also, though, it's a very, very quick motion. So
But other people really don't care if they win on a technicality as long as they win. So I don't know.
The Suji 2-mon does come out. Will we find Ura? Just cannot hit this time around, even with the bonus indicators.
"24 is 27." Is that what? To reach 6. Wait, with the con, it was only 24.
We had computed the score before the con.
Oh, it's 34. 34. Sorry. No, I thought she'd given more change back, but it was 34.
We're 1, so as Nozoe continues her winning ways in the Southwind dealership.
So welcome to the chat, Eli. We're glad that you're here. We're only halfway through. Don't worry. You didn't miss everything.
Absolutely. There's still a whole nother game to happen after this. Same teams, of course. Ogura, finding the 4-mon. That's a nice extension in the Monza. Lots of shapes to be built out of that. That's central block. If you move all the way up with the 8-mon and the 9-mon, you get the full straight. This looks like a tough hand to play for Nozoe. A lot of
Yeah, I think like so many of her hands have been really tough. I think after this game, her brain's gonna be tired. Mine would be, at least. Like, they're just not very nice to look at, and there's no clear path to a good hand.
Yeah, one of the nice things about having straightforward hands to play is that you don't have to expend much mental energy hoping your hand improves.
Yeah.
You need to think about like possibilities for the hand to grow, because there's only a few directions that the hand can move. We will have the tempai wrong side. Of course, rooting for the 2-4 Sanchoku, but in this case, just the Riichi Pifu. It's almost a relief when you see that early Riichi and you can just fold.
Yeah. I mean, there are lots of times in that sort of situation where you end up going for something that is nearly impossible because you're planning to fold anyway.
You
And in
say,
the off chance that you get that special hand, if everything works out perfectly, then you can go for it. But otherwise, you're never going to be first to tempai.
okay, this is interesting. We'll start with the 4-pin. So still more dancing to be had. That 5-pin is not going to be an easy cut for the time being. So it looks like Ogura playing very passively. Remember, of course, that she will get her dealership coming next. And presumably, Nozoe will not be able to continue as dealer here. So Ogura doesn't want to lose too many points before she gets her chance to be the dealer. Not with all the tiles that she would have had to push into this Riichi. Not so clear how Nakagawa is going to continue. Faimon gives a lot of information. That gives a clear path now. Faimon, 2-mon, Suji can be the play. So it's a little bit more difficult to defend when you have opened your hand. Maybe she can even find her way back into a tempai.
Ooh.
With the new information. Also getting close too.
Yeah, it just went away. Just went away, but it doesn't feel good after a reach when you're... Because the closer you get to tempai, the more you have to discard sort of dangerous tiles. Especially as dealer, you don't have as many excuses to fold.
Yeah, so a pair can come out here. Just which one? Three so back. Oop, that's a tempai, but the 5-pin has to come out. And we'll see it played. 1 ura. Each. And there's not even Pifu for that hand, so Riichi ura. All things considered, relatively inexpensive. Wait, what? Did I miss the ura? I surely must have.
And I got my replay here. Need to. The Ura
Instant
was...
replay.
She was hiding it with her hand. That's why. Again.
Oh,
The Ura was the 8.
Oh, it was the 8. Ura-san!
Oh, wait. Yeah. Dora was 2 and Ura was 8 bamboo. So that would be 3 Ura. It really only showed for a split second, so it would have been really hard to see the first time around.
Thank goodness Jen's here with the instant replay. We get confirmation.
Poor man's replay.
So that's actually a really big hit. Kago will jump into the lead after finding Urasan. And that's why Riichi, even with no other value, you never know if you're going to get that miraculous tile underneath the indicator. Sort of changes the vibe here for Ogura. Now she has a different direct competitor, of course, on her dealership. She's not thinking too much about that. Just wants to win this next hand. Also holding one of the South Dora. 4 pairs. A singleton of the Dora might be thinking about going for all pairs. Ogura. Maybe thoughts of 79 Sanchoku at the moment. Will likely end up trimming away from that in the near future. Kago already open up with the Red Dragon call. Maybe there were thoughts of flush at one point. That's pair number 5.
Same note of not wanting to win on a technicality. So if I can see it, then I will definitely stop people from making mistakes. If I can. And one time I was playing, we were playing WRCR rules, and one player, he conned, and then he picked up the new Dora indicator, and he started to like feel it like he was drawing a tile, right? And he brought it closer to his hand, like he was doing the mopai thing. He was using his thumb to try and read the tile. And he like dramatically pulled it towards his hand. And I could tell he was about to put it in his hand, so I stopped him. And kind of like, maybe you should finish flipping it over. And he was just like panicked for a second because he thought he was going to get a penalty. But luckily there were other like cool people at the table who were just like, we don't want to win on this kind of technicality. He didn't put it in his hand.
Right,
he was
right.
just picking it up. So it was nothing had been.
Yeah, but that's sort of
I could see somebody asking for a penalty on that.
Preemptive eye, right? Always keep an eye on what's going on at the table, making sure that it's working. We do have Tempai on the Dora. Now, sometimes you can get a sense of when something's not quite right with what a player's actions are. Like, hang on a second, are you doing what you think you're doing?
It definitely was, because we were used to playing A rules, right? So I'm sure that he was just thinking, all right, and pick up the Rinchan.
Right, because you never flip a new indicator in the A rules.
Yeah. But the tile he picked up was the new indicator.
It's muscle memory at that point.
That's really funny, yeah.
Your brain skips a step. You're like, all right, I'm hoping that this tile's what I think it is. Wait a second.
You'll find that people who have worked at parlors, like full-time, are a lot better at noticing that sort of thing because they have to police customers. A lot of the young, new pros have never worked at a parlor before. So it's really a different game.
We're playing the game of who wants to drop the door against 3 calls. 2 held. I don't know if you saw earlier in Nozoe's Chitoi hand. She paired up the 6-pin, cut the 5-pin, a natural 7 pairs discard, and then drew it back. Wrinkled her nose. Like, it could be Tempai on door right now. And that's when you know you're never going to hit Tempai.
I mean, it depends on how late in the hand, but I have heard about the sacrificial pair for all pairs. And usually you have at least one backfire somewhere in your discards when you're going for the all pairs hand.
It is natural to end up with, I don't know, 9 or even 10 pairs, I think. And here's another Chitoi Tempai. Another Chitoi, and it happens to be Tempai. Each. So this 3 is not disguised whatsoever, but A lot of defense for Kago. Unfortunately, Nakagawa holding all 3 copies. Means that Ogura is probably not going to win the hand. However, she's the dealer. Repeat is all that she needs. Oh, but Sumo found! Kago finds the Dora Tanki. Yakuhai Dora Dora. The 1000, 2000, and the Riichi stick. That only is going to extend the lead, of course. Now we're getting into the really difficult part. Kago just over 8,000 points ahead of second place. And now with the dealership, hoping to extend. But a battle between Ogura and Nakagawa for third place. Notably, Ogura playing for the first place team currently. And that means the entire table is incentivized to make sure that she stays in her current position. We were having a discussion about that at the end of game 1.
Yeah, look at the difference in the Team Mango score. I mean, we have like 30 games total, right? So I think when you're halfway through the season, it's really hard to say, I'm going to give up points so that we keep the difference smaller. But if you look at Kago, the Team Mango score right now, it was minus 21, and now they're plus 20. It's 27 if the game were to end right now. So one big first place makes such a massive difference.
Yeah, and if you think about it in terms of how much progress you're making towards being the top overall team, which is of course the goal in this group stage, the team is picking up. So from negative 21 to positive 27, that's about what, 48 points, and then the first place team is losing about 38 points. So that's what, 86 points you're making up in a single game. That's a huge number. You only need one more game like that in order to take over the lead. So big chance. Interesting choice here. There's been a Tanyao call, and so she'll force the Tanyao with a Shabo here. What are the benefits? Is I guess you could squeeze 2 Dora into this hand. If you draw the 4, the 3 Mon is the Dora, so you squeeze, maybe consider using the Dora if you draw it. A little awkward with a 2-3 shape. Could end up backfiring with a 1 Mon draw. Won't need to think about that too long. The 8-so comes out.
Just feels like easy win for Kago, and she will get another turn at dealer.
Kago has been Tempai a lot this game. It feels that the hands she's won on her dealership have been, I think, 1,500 both times. But the big Ura-san that she just hit is what's pulled her ahead into first place. Notably, she also hit Nozoe directly, so now the gap is over 10,000 points. Between her in second place. Dai Pandora, we'll see an insta-pull. Hatsu pull with a Dora in hand, maybe an outside hand, 3 Han. Potential for Nakagawa. Put a ton of Montiles.
I feel like I've seen this hand before.
we
like
saw
3 hands ago.
We did see that nice.
It was almost a flush, and then there was an extra little like this, just like this, with the 1 bamboo and it's a little bit earlier this time, so it looks like she's gonna go for the full flush.
Yeah, back-to-back 3 Mon draws is pretty huge. From a 1-2-2 Mon shape, there's a chance at Yanpeiko for that hand. Double twin sequence. What sort of calls are you making from that spot?
Generally, for a full flush, the only calls I really want to make are on the edge, like the 3s and the 7s. Anything that uses the 1s or the 9s. I usually prefer not to call tiles in the middle because it ends up kind of pigeonholing your weight so much, really limiting the tiles that you can use.
We're gonna see Riichi Pihu. Dealer. Because Ogura didn't really commit fully, she was still hedging. Had time, I should say, to get rid of all these tiles. We'll have to jam the Forso, and on Ippotsu turn will deal in. Reach Ippotsu Pihu.
I mean, there's only 3 discards and 2 of them are bamboos.
Yeah. You can't really predict one way or the other. That's another big hit in the grand scheme of things.
It feels likely that they don't really need bamboos, especially discarding from the 5 to the 7. If it had gone from 7 to 5 discard, it probably would have been a lot scarier to discard the 4.
Keep in mind, that's like a 12,000 point exchange.
Kago is now just dominating this table, and her team needs it. Yeah, her team is now within 1 first place of first place for the group. Just 1 more first place. If she can lock this first place in, they just need 1 more and they'll be winning in the group.
It's looking promising, especially with another relatively strong high-pie. 6-0 Central Dora. Actually, somewhat limited on this board. None of the players holding a 6-0. Nozoe with 2 Yakuhai pairs can open up this hand. Hey, there's a Dora. Ogura. 2 away from Tenpai. Now, if you were sitting in the seat of Nozoe, your team is in 3rd place overall at -40 according to the current standings in yellow.
Right.
Of course, in your mind, you're probably thinking about the -48 that you started with, but it would be nice to snatch a first place here. In order to do that, you need to make about 17,000 points up, and you have 2 hands to do so. Is it enough to open the hand and shut down the dealership of Kago? Or are you going to try to slam a Riichi and go Mangan Sumo, followed by...
If you really want to aim for first place, you got to slam a reach. If you want to minimize the number of points that you lose, I think you can shut down Kago's dealership.
The question for Nozoe is to make that decision. Here's an opportunity, and she will choose the latter. So opening up the hand.
And its event theories for pulling the first tile or the second tile, like the first white dragon or the second one that comes out. If you wait until the second one, you give yourself a better chance. I mean, if you just avoid pulling the first one, you give yourself a better chance at reach. Pulling the first one gives you a better chance at possibly con. And also the second one might be sleeping in the dead wall.
And neither tile had come out at that point, so that was the first option for any sort of call. It was taken immediately. Such a wonderful shape for Kago. Just needs to a couple more draws to get that 2, 3, 4 Sanchoku, but Tenpai, Nozoe. 4-7 Mon. And it's kind of interesting, if the South comes out, we could see a Pon and 6 Mon cut, 5-8 Tenpai, 5-8 Mon Tenpai. Wrong side once again for Kago, but we'll take the Riichi.
Yeah, I mean, she has enough points right now. She doesn't have to worry too much about waiting for improvements. But Ogura answers her right back with a chasing reach.
Oh, the 7's gonna come out. That is Nozoe's winner. I missed.
Okay, Smash would have at least wanted to use probably the south as a triple as well, but with 2 reach sticks.
I missed taking a peek at Ogura's weight. If they happened to be on the same weight, then Nozoe would have head bumped her off.
Right, Ogura's hands are so kind of difficult to see.
It happened so quickly that tempai.
Yeah.
Of course, that will shift forward into our last.
Ogura had been waiting for the 3-6 dots.
No, not the same weight. Also, notably, Kago dealt those points directly back into Nozoe there. So maybe there is a chance, slightly better chance for her to make a comeback here. And she's really thinking about this first discard. Wormon is an unnatural. You know, if you're one of the players sitting at the table and you see a slightly extended think into Formon, gotta be wondering what's going on there. What sort of devious hand is being cooked up? Perhaps something towards the outside.
Yeah, it could be a flush. It could be an outside hand.
Nozoe is not within Mangan sumo range, so if she's going to overtake Kago, it's going to have to be with a direct hit, so maybe a sneaky weight or a Hanuman.
And it looks a little bit like Chinoto.
Well, that certainly would be one way to overtake. Big
It's one hand I haven't won yet. I was tempai with it at one of the WRC League, JPML WRC leagues. I was tempai with tiles left that I could win on, but see, look at that.
It's all coming together. I actually did win a Chinoto in Armel. It was the second Yakuman of the game.
Oh my god.
I won a Kogushi before that.
I didn't know that they had a Sama League in Armel.
Yeah, definitely one of the wildest games I've ever played. Nice sneaky weight here.
2-5 Bamba 9 dots. The chimney weight in Totsu.
Nozoe finding the one pin. She was looking for an outside block. She's ready to go with that Junjun potentially. Yeah, a little hesitation on that cut, so Kago might be trying to prevent Nakagawa from pulling in this big Chinitsu or Honitsu in the door suit. She might even consider breaking Tempai if she has to push any more pin tiles. Also giving careful thought to that 6-pin as well. Okay, play the 1-pin though. That'll go through cleanly. One more pin tile though for Nakagawa. Ishanten for Chinitsu. It's like Chinitsu Tanya potentially. Tempai found, 7-pin jammed. are going to see a poem. That would be quite awkward, and that's going to make sure that Kago gets the victory here. Yakuhai only, but that's going to confirm a first place. A nice
Oh,
win.
this is wrong. Don't look at the words. These are all wrong. I didn't edit this part. Anyway, in first place we have Kago, 44,400 points. In second place, Yukari Nozoe, plus 11.9. Third place was Miyu Nakagawa, 18,900, and in last place, Yusa Ogura, 4,800 points. That will bring it. What is it? Panyatt. I cannot pronounce that.
I'm not sure.
Yeah, Panyatt. Way down. They were in first place with like 120 points. Now they only have 75. And like we were talking about, Team Mango is within one first place position of, within range of one first place of getting first place in their group, Group 13.
Well, we were certainly hoping that this would be a close division, and it is living up to the hype.
Yeah, I want all of them to be close divisions.
Of course, except for Team WRCs, in which case...
Yeah, I want us to win by a lot. We do have next week, Yumi Otani will be playing all 3 games. So, while I'm in New York, hope that... I mean, she's just amazing. She did teach a study session for us. If you're interested in WRC study sessions, go ahead and join the Discord. And info is always posted there. But she doesn't miss anything. Amazing to watch her like work out and kind of analyze these hands.
I will of course be looking forward to cheering her on next week. Or in the near future when they get on the broadcast table, of course. Because next week's a little bit too soon, but we'll have one more game for this evening.
And we have a different commentator coming in to take over for me because I have to go play in Gunma. I'm going to play in the North Kanto League today.
We wish you
6-hour round trip before I come back to commentate on the World Reach League from New York. But welcome, Harrison. Welcome back. Welcome back.
I'm gonna be honest. I was working on a funny snail-related line to come back to. Couldn't get there. Couldn't get there. Not enough time. It was a long game. Needed a bit more.
Okay, but did you know the song I was just referring to? Because I think you're probably too young to know the song.
I'm gonna be honest. I tuned out because I was thinking about what I was gonna say, and if I could get there in that
You're
last
in your own head working that line
second. Yeah.
Would you know it, Nathanael?
Maybe not.
Welcome back. Welcome back. There was a show that was called Welcome Back, Cotter a long time ago, and that was the theme song for
I've heard of Cotter. I've heard of older people reference that show. Not knowing it was a show.
Okay, it was before my time as well, but it was on Nick at Night, so I watched it sometimes.
Hey, I know that. That's George Lopez land where I'm from.
All right. Well, I will leave you guys to it. I will see everybody back here in like 14 hours ish for World Reach League. All right, thank you guys, and thank you everybody for watching.
All right. Well, Harrison, shall we get right into the players for this upcoming final match?
Seems like now's the time. Starting off in our dealer seat, we got Yukari Nozoe representing Team All Green and SPM Pro. Following up, we got Kotono Mochizuki. We saw her earlier, had a very good first game. Going to be representing Team Panyatt again, an NPM player. In West seat, we have Chihiro Minase representing Team Mahoco, another NPM Pro. And you've seen her for 2 other games today. Ending in North Seat today for the third time, we have Kago representing Team Mango, a JPML Pro. Kind of up and down. I think still a little bit down overall in the day, but definitely had a good game to bring it back to close to 0. I'm wondering if she's going to be able to have another good game, end the day with a higher score for Mango overall.
We will head right into the game then and find out. Same players, three repeat players, same first dealer as we just saw in the last game.
Mm-hmm.
And they are underway pulling their first set of tiles. And so it is kind of interesting when you've played the same players multiple times in a row. That's not something that you typically see in like an open tournament, but set play.
Mm-hmm.
Even in a team tournament, it sort of happens occasionally. I wonder if you pick up on the mannerisms of your opponents and sort of have a meta established.
I wonder if they'll be able to read kind of the habits of each other. Maybe it'll influence a little bit of like Riichi versus Dama and other things. And it looks like we're getting a repeat of game 1. Everyone's high pies look absolutely insane. Minase is a little bit slower, but like, oh my god, what is everybody else? Nyan Shantem with good shape.
Yeah,
Haku pair to boot.
Even the dealer who's a little bit behind is doing pretty fantastically. And there's a 5-mon, so already a nice
Ishantem with an Ipeko chance, yeah, depending on the tempi. Dora worked in on, I think, a San Shanten, but triple Ryam then San Shanten.
Ishantem for dealer. First Haku has gone through, so only one remains, but could be a nasty Riichi.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it looks like Minase is a little bit behind, but if people start to stall out on their hands, they'll be able to have the time to catch up. Ishanten now as well for Kago.
That's a pull.
4, there's a Shanten.
It also makes it a little bit more clear that we're not going to need this one pin. Previously, there were thoughts maybe of 1, 2, 3 Santroku, but no longer necessary. Dora pair, though, for Kago.
That's true. The Tanya is going to be a little bit hard to work into for Kago. Speaking of needing a Dora, now we have a decision from Mochizuki. He's going to cut the 1, so looking to get that Dora 3-pin. Not reliant on it yet, but definitely would love to draw one.
It's pretty rare when you see that Yonake shape trimmed down. 3, 4, 5, 6, 4-tile sequence shape. Really powerful when you are trying to create blocks, create strong blocks. But
wow, 4, 6 so gets broken from dealer Nozoe. There are 2 5 so out, so it is a terrible wait, but how often do you see that? Breaking a middle block? Ishanten, almost Ikutsuki?
It's back, sort of.
Well, now you've Suji trapped the 7. That's once out. That's not quite as bad.
Does that have enough value in dropping the 8-mon now? No, we'll just play the 2-mon and hold the 899 shape. So still playing for maximum efficiency.
Hedging some bets. Not all in.
Certainly the 6-8 shape a lot better than the 4-6 shape when the 5-7s come out twice. The 4-6 can turn into diamond shapes a little bit better than the 6-8 so can, but
with 2 5s, it's at that point almost just completely cooked. It's so hard to draw into that shape, or even if you get Tempai win.
Just losing too much efficiency. And here we go. Ishanten now. Kago with a 2-Dora, a little 7, any Riichi.
Yeah. Not going to go full in on the Tanya. I could have played 9-pin and tried to draw around that Sozu. Force a bit more of a Tanya with Dora 2, but just going to play efficiency. Try and do a Riichi Dora 2.
2-mon is back and is gone. Ishanten here for Mochizuki. Turns into Tempai, drew the Ipeko. Will wait on the Dora itself. So it's going to be Riichi, Ipeko, and almost certainly Tsumo because no one's dropping the Dora at this stage.
Well, I mean, there's 3 in the hand, so there's only 1 left in the wall. Funny enough, if that Riichi doesn't hit the table, I think there was a decent shot of Mochizuki reaching with the 3-pin. That would have been Tempai on 6-9 mon. Pretty good weight.
Oh, we're gonna see.
But with that, Riichi can't justify. Ooh, 3-pin 7 mon. Seven mon, I believe, is pretty dead.
Yeah, I
There's
think
one
that's super
there.
held.
Yeah, that's 7 mon, super dead.
So both
Or
players.
wait, no, it wasn't 7 mon. What was that weight? What was that Shabo?
At the very least, both players
it
are
was
going to be
3-pin,
looking for the 3-pin.
Yeah. That's right. And there's one 7 mon out, so there's one 3-pin, one 7 mon. Or at least in hands. Well, we found Tempai again.
We're going to see the chase.
And we're going to slide. It's so good. Reach Pin Fudora. Possible Tanya on the 6. 9 Skimbutsu.
Nozoe out.
Yeah.
It's 3 players
No part of that.
duking it out with a stick in the middle. Oh, the 7 mon.
Oh, and the 7 mon last drawn.
Sumo
Door to Mangan. No ton. Wait.
It's going to be Mangan regardless.
Yeah.
At the very least,
Is that Minase with the win?
Kago.
No, Kago.
And she picks up the 3 sticks as well, so that it looks like a Harimon almost.
Yeah, that's a good start. Kago clearly looking to go net positive for the day, coming out strong as we go into East 2.
Grabbing a victory in the last game, now an early lead in the final game of the evening. Feeling good for Team Mungo. In fact, if you look at the live scores, that would put her team into first place, according to the yellow numbers. Of course, there's so much more to happen in this game, but...
Yeah, a lot of game left. And double East pair for Mochizuki is definitely going to help that out. That called East 2 Han locked and loaded. Easy to use Dora with the 3, so can definitely lead to a valuable hand, and we'll see it come out. Snap call. We love to see that. We'll drop the South. No Honitsu shenanigans. Still going to keep the 1 so to fish for that 3 Dora, though. I don't think anybody else really has the speed to match up here, right? Maybe with the Haku pair now, we're at 4. Have some Honitsu shenanigans, some Chitoi shenanigans. I think really Nozoe is the only one who can challenge.
Yeah, it's interesting because there's a 3 so Dora in that hand. Leans you in the direction of Chitoi, but flushes. Flush is always there.
You get all your calls, you get your Yaku highs, easier to finish a hand off.
Yeah, it's kind of tough to play this early portion because you're being torn in 2 different directions. Yeah. So I think she's just going to keep hedging both options as long as she can.
Yeah, the test will be once we see some of those Pinzu tiles come out, especially the pawnable ones. Oh, there we go.
So Sotel's not so helpful for Kago. She needs Manzu for her flush. And there, okay, this is a sign. 4 so connects to the Dora.
Hand looks kind of clunky to play close, though. It's so far away still. You already have 1 call scene on the table.
Certainly looks a little tough. If she draws an honor tile, she might rethink. Because with an honor pair, then the contract was the way. Yeah, if you pull an honor tile, you can think about the flush and Chitoi still is an option. But if you draw something like 3-pin, you really have to make a decision at that point.
Yeah. So we'll get thrown back. Pretty much reliant on that 7-pin right now, unless 6 or last 8-pin gets found for dealer Mochizuki. So another call hits the table, and Tempai on the Chun Atazuke. Just need the red dragon. 1 in hand, 1 in the wall.
There's a kind of interesting thing. I was wondering about one moment as we have a Tempai declined.
Ooh, denied. Okay.
For something better.
Maybe doesn't like Forso, thinks it deals in.
It's possible near the Dora. It was notable that Kago had. Oh, hang on a second. We get the Tempai. This is the one she was looking for.
Reach Pinfu, Dora, possible Ipeko with another Dora. Hanemon Brewing, if not, Mangan minimum, I believe. Or not Mangan minimum, but Reach Pin Fudora, still solid.
Yeah, exactly what you're looking for. Tsumo helps even if it's not the expensive side. And interesting chi into Tenpai here on the Tuso. Gonna try to end this big Riichi threat before it comes to fruition. We're gonna see a fold out of Kago.
Yeah.
2 players taking the fight. Kago will back out with the lead.
I mean, Kago, though, not a lot of breathing room. 2 calls in already.
But she does
Not
have
much defense in the hands.
maybe Chun Chun. The Mon tiles have been clearing, so at least something to work with.
It's true.
6 Mon was, I believe, safe. Yep, Gambutsu.
Yep. One pin, not going to do it.
Nozoe was never really able to get into this hand.
Yeah. It was just too far back. Couldn't hit the draws to get to that next step. At least pick a direction.
Right, you really
Fight
just
a bit with some purpose.
Needed the perfect draws, but didn't find them.
Mm-hmm.
Tuso also notably awkward. Of course, a pair held. There's the Tsumo.
Oh. He's a hit and right for the Mangan. Won't get there, but that will be 26-13. 52 in total. Not bad. Minase, especially going into her dealership. Going to be making a play on Kago's first with this next hand, surely.
Certainly. You can't feel too disappointed to have won the hand, although if you imagine with the 3-so. Hanemon.
Mm-hmm.
All right, 3-pin door this time.
Not the best Steelers starting hands, but it could be a lot worse.
Maybe you move towards Tanyo and see what happens.
Yeah, it seems to be the play with Chun drop.
1 completed shape for Kago. No completed shapes and a lot of awkward ones for Nozoe. That will be slow.
Oh, and this one, double Yaku high, some good shape to surround it. Looks like Mochizuki and Minase are going to be fighting to see who takes home East 3. Haku snap called. Green still hasn't hit the table too, so you can expect another one of those. Well, I feel like in the blink of the eye, all of a sudden Kago's shape has just filled in. Was that Ishanten?
She said it was a blink of an eye. We'll take another look soon. You know, say the dealer, 1 replacement. Yeah, it is Ishanten. It's one of those Ishanten that I prefer to think of as Yanshanten because there's so many chances to improve it to a better shape than 1155.
More value to add Pinfu on there, do something creative.
Well, notably, we do see the Hatsupon. Mochizuki is threatening some sort of dragon. And, ooh.
Well, Tumon, we got some weird Ipeko stuff we can do.
Yeah, I really almost prefer to not have drawn that tile because we lose our floating 7.
Yeah.
Those are one of the easy ways for the hand to shift into something that be like Pinshu. It's back. Mm-hmm. And she keeps it this time. I kind of like this.
She's like, actually, I hate this.
I mean, okay,
like,
if the 8-so wasn't twice cut, I'd like it a lot more. But it's one of those spots where you drop the 7, you draw back, and it's pretty weird that you would have that tile in your hand anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Depending on, of course, the natural flow of the rest of your hand, we are going to see Tenpai declined.
Would have been just on 3 mon with that shape, right?
Certainly. And if she kept the other shape, there were options of Ipeko waiting on just the 3 mon or the 1 mon, 5 mon Shaba, which is just like mediocre at best. So yeah. I don't mind this play. She would love to see 8-so draw or something around that 5 mon for the Yaman weight.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Mochizuki is pretty exposed, but the hand's still not even the Ishanten, I don't think. Even after those 2 Yakuai calls.
Yeah, you really hope up there the threat does
Yeah, I was
not
about to say,
stop
get
Minase.
Minase did. Oh, in third 7. Oh goodness.
Okay, but it just makes the weight better. Imagine drawing an 8 so
That's true.
now.
I mean, even a 6 cell, I'd play 8 against that for sure. I mean, we're gonna see Tenpai 8 mon. Mochizuki looking to shut down dealer.
Nice 2 so here. It's a little bit awkward because you've already dropped 1, so there's 50-10 potential. And
maybe thinking about the Tonki.
I'm thinking it's the 2-3-4 Sanjaku. Ooh, Khan.
Ooh. 4 so, 5 so. 1 in the hand. We bought a bit more value.
Rage
Drop
on
that Dora,
tile is the
though.
Dora. The original Dora is gonna come out. Ah, the 8 so.
Oh!
The setup was so good, and it just took too long to get there.
Yep. That Tonki on the 8 is going to go so premium, though. Oh, jeez. Now I got a second Dora here. Do you cut 9-7? You have the 4 so Furry 10 too? I don't think you can.
Do you really have the willpower to cut Dora back to back? She will.
Yeah. Tank on it.
All right, a temp I found. It's on the 6 mon. Everything's gone wrong, but we are at least tempai.
Yeah. Doesn't want to reach. Bit too scary. In this position. Oh, camera sketching back up.
This is where you draw 4 so and just cry.
Yeah. 4 mon, close.
Seven mon. Okay, so 2 mon 7 Shabo. We'll just throw it back. Still improvements to be had. Neither shape is another weight is a strong weight, so I don't think she would take.
Yeah, it doesn't want to take advantage of the Uro, scare people off. I guess just looking to collect the points. Which, I mean, makes sense for Kago. She's in first. We also find Tenpai on 7 mon for dealer. Minase. Problem is, everyone needs 7 mon right now, so seeing it come out, unlikely. We'll switch 5-8 mon, a little bit better.
Oh. Go find the
Sumo!
Sumo Dora.
Panyatt Sumo Dora.
Little spots you glance longingly at the Ura.
It's okay, you missed those. The Riichi's Mangan, that one hurts, but you missed the Ura, so just 4K. Surely you wouldn't have hit crazy Dora.
Yeah, but in the grand scheme of things, if you look at the score, well, you say I'm pretty happy with where I am now. In the lead,
yeah,
a decent lead at that. I get my dealership.
Especially maximizing win rate against Minase too, who's the closest by a good margin to first. Really, really important to shut down Minase's dealership. So probably Kago also factoring that in to the Dama play.
Okay, Hakudora, and what have we here? This looks way too strong for Minase. Already
called on the June. Could potentially with maybe a perfect draw here and there, go to a Honitsu, but seems a bit iffy.
Yeah, that Yaman just seems too strong.
Yeah.
Well, thinking.
We'll play East, and I guess if we pair it North, you kind of have to, right? It's so good.
It is once cut, so it is a little bit iffy, especially given the fact that your other weight is the Dora.
Dora too, yeah.
But I will be honest, if I draw the North, I'm probably going to play that way, personally speaking.
Oh, yeah, same here.
All right, well, this is just too good.
Yeah, that's too good. You even have like Toy routes out of that, so you still get your 2 Han value.
The bonus 2 tiles of acceptance.
Mm-hmm. You can pawn Dora and take that Intel 2 695 on if you really want to, which would be a bit odd, but you know, options.
I think you could. 9-so is targetable. 9-so is paired up by Kago. I do that way too
There it
much.
was.
I check my options and say, hey, this tile, it's either really live in the wall, or
Or
it's
someone's got 3.
exactly. And you know,
Yeah.
they have 3 way too frequently.
Oh, Doric
Oh,
call.
we're gonna
Okay,
see.
what's the strat?
Yeah, man.
Yeah, just playing the win rate, especially after the Doric call, lock the Mongon down.
I mean, it's what, 4, 5, 6, 7 tiles versus 8.
Yes.
But you get
Well, I
back...
guess you also got the
Oh,
toy
oh.
upgrade. Well, I
Yeah,
guess that would
not
have just
toy.
been the
Oh yeah,
win.
you do get toy upgrade, but you probably wouldn't take it in favor of.
No, you would just take the win there.
Right. I mean,
For
like
sure.
if you drew the 7 so or 8 so, you probably wouldn't
Yeah.
shift because of the win rate that the 9 so gives.
Yeah, that's true too.
Okay, but the hand's not over yet. Just because we missed 1 win doesn't mean that we're not going to get this Mongon.
I think everybody's got their warning lights on. Said, okay. 5 Mon came out of the hand after that Haku call. I'm going to avoid Manzu. I do not want that smoke. Especially the middle Manzu around that, because dealing into that Mongon right now would suck.
Yeah, 8 Mon, 5 Mon naturally leads you towards the lower side, the central portion of the Monzu. I don't know if that's Minase's usual draw technique. I haven't been paying that much attention, but sort of hover face down over the table and transition vertically into your hand.
I usually like to do
motion.
that, just in case like somebody makes a call, especially if you draw fast. That way you like guaranteed don't mopai it.
Okay, so what do we make of this Terashi, this Karagiri 5 Mon?
I like it. I think that makes it look like Honitsu, potentially. Which is good.
It depends on the cuts Yeah, because
with
no
5/5, right?
Yeah, no so tiles have been cut in the meantime, so we're gonna do the tank. Oh, does this 2 so fit in my hand?
A little bit of Hollywood.
Should I
a little bit of Hollywood with it. You got to do it sometimes.
I can't fault that.
I mean, listen, I've done it too. You take that half-second pause, like, maybe I need to. Oh, we get a 6 out, not the winner, but all of a sudden, someone's being brave and pushing some middle Manzu.
So, fooled the wall. The wall thought was safe
Yeah, faked out the wall.
give it 4 Mon. So Yakuhai Dora 3. It's gonna be a Mongon
That'll help
for
it.
Minase.
Slightly in second now, only by a few hundred points. Very, very close game. Yeah, we've kind of seen the 2 brackets break through with this game, at least so far, heading in the south. Nozoe and Mochizuki fighting for 3rd, 4th, and Minase Kago fighting for 1st, 2nd. Still a lot of game to play, but it is ticking down. And I'm going to be honest, I don't know if Nozoe is going to be able to get some points out of this hand. That is slow, slow, slow.
We saw in game 2, when it got around to her 2nd dealership in South 1, she did pull in a few wins, including a big 420 sumo. But this one might not be so promising. She does have the East at least to try to speed the hand up with.
Yeah, but everyone is drawing crazy too, though. Mochizuki has hit 2 very good draws in a row. Minase is pulling some good stuff. We had the poem from Kago, improving the shape with every draw.
Another.
Oh, Chitoy. Okay, we're gambling.
Nah, surely you mean Toy Toy.
Well, listen, if I was playing that, absolutely. With calls out, these pros, I think they'll end up going Chitoy more of the time. Be a little bit more safe.
All right,
Much more patient than I could.
So it's a pull chance. Of course, will not take the first one.
Okay. 3 Mon, that'll do it. Ishanten now. Potential summon Shan chance for Mochizuki.
Minase is locked into the shapes that she has currently.
He's not going to improve the hands. Checks back out. What was that call? That was the East call. So Nozoe is going to open up. Not going Chitoe.
Rejoicing was heard all across the land. Pull.
Yeah.
And now Ishanten.
Quick calls for Kago, but has not really improved the hand since then.
Notably, there's a chance there for Nozoe to aim for more value with potential Lord Tonki, but she decided to just play completely straightforward, maximizing efficiency to Tenpai, as one might expect from the dealer. And of course, immediately draws another copy of the door.
That's how it goes, though. You
As
would
one
have
expects
drawn
from the game of Mahjong.
You would have dropped something, it would have gotten called, would have shifted. It was never meant to be.
It's just, I would say it's unusual how frequently this happens, but honestly, it's just that we remember the times it happens, we forget the times it doesn't. Yep.
Yeah. Oh, Minase seems to be the one who has a good chance of winning, funnily enough, after all this time.
Yeah, well, oh no!
Ah, that one hurts. The third really hurts.
Oh, it's tragic. And we
Oh,
will have...
So that's really good.
So, 258, so Shuritem.
That's fine, though, because it's not like 6-9 pin is any better. Although, actually, looking at the board, 258, so it's pretty bad, too.
Yeah,
a lot of that already out.
When this sort of back-to-back-to-back Dora cut happens, you just have to remember that the statistical likelihood that you would draw 2 Dora over any connector to any of your central tiles is so low that it's almost more funny than anything.
Ishanten's about. I think we've only found the one Tenpai on the 7 pin.
You hit
Dealer Nozoe.
An achievement.
Could switch, but I don't think 5 is much better.
5 at least gives you the opportunity to redraw 3 pin, I guess. But
yeah, doesn't feel great though. 2 pin will not help. Debating if it deals in, I would think, for Minase. We'll play the 9 to start. Letting 7 drawn and dropped, and dealer Nozoe will be calling Ron.
Hey, do you
Bam!
1500. Do you remember
1500?
Remember at the start of the hand when we said Nozoe's probably got the worst hand out of the group?
Well, if nobody else draws any improvements for the entire round, you know, funny how if you're the one who does, you'll get there. And now this completely shakes up the standings. A complete flop and reversal of what was going on.
Certainly, because the scores are so close, the live standings will change drastically with every placement swing, especially placements around first place. That was Kago dealing in directly and dropping out of first. So the Oka swing goes to Team Mahoco currently.
Ooh, Ponhaku, locked, loaded, and called. Nozoe is keeping the speed, may even go Honitsu, even though we're a bit far away.
5 pin Dora pretty evenly spread around the board.
Yep.
Acceptance available for all of the players as well, except for the dealer.
A little bit of a tank will drop Formon, keep the 8-9 for now. Pretty efficient. Keep the East 2. If we pair that up, that is going to go great for our Honitsu route.
Wow.
Ooh, full in on Tanyo too. Okay.
Was that a tempo
Yeah,
I
with the
denied?
3-so. So good. The Suzu shape has so many ways to get to a decent tempo.
That's one of the ways to get back to Tempai.
Yeah. Needed another draw around that region, but still have a little bit of time to get there as it stands currently.
And not willing to take the Riichi Pinfu, but maybe something like Riichi Pinfu Tanyo Ipeko. Riichi Pinfu Tanyo.
Surely this is 8-pin, right? Yeah. I guess debating maybe on the Sanshoku, dropping 8-so.
2-pin keep, but this 6-so is going to be called. We are seeing the full commitment to the flush. One away. Or Tempai for the dealer.
Yeah, it looks scary with the call and the Suzu overflow too. Excuse me, the East overflow. Not the likeliest template, but not the unlikeliest.
Anything on the lower Suzu is dangerous. 3-so we'll go through. Chun. That's a great pull. Now, the Riichi.
Well, good thing we kept that pair. Yeah. 5-8 mon. Can't complain about that. Riichi Chun Dora. With guaranteed 60 fu. Wait. No, guaranteed 50 fu. So almost guaranteed Mangan. Sumo would get you there and then close enough on run.
The classic case of feed the Honitsu when the non-Honitsu has gone reach. We'll wait on the 3-so.
Yeah. North, not the greatest way with what's on the board. That 3 is not exactly safe.
3-so not exactly better. Only one left from her perspective. That's actually sitting in Kago's hand. So will we swap? East. Already Furitan can't do. So Tempai. Ichi.
Oh, that's 2-5-pin, yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, whoa, wait a second. Is that Furitan? I was like, huh?
Can wait on the Dora.
Yeah.
And Kago has waited so long, has had so many Tempai that she's declined. And now gets the one she's looking for. Mochizuki now has to make a decision. With 3 players, Tempai jams the 1-so.
Passes, we got another. It's not going to do it. 4-pin gets shoved. We are serious. Nozoe is not playing around. She wants points now.
That's a tough spot. Your best route out might just be to win the hand.
Yeah. Not a whole lot of defense to play on either way.
Now she can play the 3-so and the 1-so.
I think she's debating on the weight switch.
Yeah, go to the hot
Braves the 8. I mean, I could get a win. It's once out, right?
6-so, a sigh of relief. That one's going to go through.
Switch to the red. Now we're in Ishanten, and we're not going to take it. Mochizuki's like, yeah, that's a lot.
All these pin tiles have gone through 3, 4, 6, 7 pin. How about 2, 5?
You can kind of see it on these players' hands every time they drop a tile in Riichi with no agency. They're just like, oh, this one's it.
Two pin, I believe, drawing, and that will deal in. Riichi Tanyo.
Tanya, fairly cheap. The sticks in the middle will matter.
That will be enough to put Kago back into the lead. Also will change position between Nozoe and Mochizuki. So again, the numbers rework themselves.
And we flipped the standings. This game is on its head.
It's a big deal who ends up falling into fourth. First place still up for grabs. Mochizuki currently in third. Gets her second chance as the dealer to Sodora. Wow, this Hypie is... It's got some work to do. It's kind of like predict the first 4 cuts.
I would say it is probably losing. But
It's
then again, I said
this.
that to Nozoe, and oh my... Okay, I think I feel confident this time saying Mochizuki doesn't have the speed to catch up.
I mean, that 3-mon is a great starting draw, but seriously, is this already Ishanten?
Is that the
It
tempo
is.
draw?
It's Chitoi,
No.
Chitoi Ishanten, and Ishanten now for a normal hand.
And that's probably where the take is. Kago's like, oh my god.
This is too good. What do I do?
What is this decision? We'll play 9.
Well, I guess one of the things you actually really have to think about, more than what to cut, because the 9-mon seems relatively straightforward, is will you
what
call?
Are you calling?
Exactly.
Yeah. And decides we'll call and go to Tenpai.
2-mon North Shabo. Hey, look, a 2-mon in the North. It will be the 2-mon.
And speaking of...
Yeah, just nothing.
Everyone's probably like, huh?
Right? Nothing that could be done. She looks at, the other tolerant of cut, also would deal in. I see.
Hey, less points this way. Only 30 fu.
And that's true. Yeah, 4810.
Save 1,300.
The small things.
But true, that matters. A lot of games played, right?
It's almost a shame that hand only earned 3,900. But I'm not sure that you're in a position where you want to pass that first Hatsu. Maybe there was if that was the second Hatsu, I certainly would call. But if you're really in a position where you need points, then passing even the second Hatsu and playing for Chitoi Honitsu is a big value play. Potentially Baimon class. South 3 though, Minase will be the dealer. We'll get to look at her hand in a moment here. Mochizuki decides on the June discard. Hey, the Mon tiles, they're back. But so are just about everything else you could want as the dealer. It doesn't need to be a flush. Because there's a diamond shape. So where other than the Monzu, you can see no force.
Mm-hmm.
Again, one of those hands that I would strongly consider hedging.
Yeah, you gotta keep it in mind and like really play around the draws for it, but you also like really gotta avoid hard committing to it. You gotta really play the dance with situations like that.
Yeah, if you are committing, you have to cut one of the central, either the 4 or 4-pin, and it's a sacrifice compared to something like the 2-mon. Obviously, it backfired immediately, but when you have Dora 2, you don't need to force the Hanuman.
Yeah.
And here it is. Here's the Tenpai Riichi Dora Dora.
360, decent weight. We're going to see some snap calls.
Ipatsu break. Kago feels confident with her fold, but she definitely does not want to see Ipatsumo for extra value from her direct competition in second place.
Yeah, that would be bad. Quite bad. Four pin got another Shanten. We're gonna play 9, so I think the thought was maybe 1-mon there.
Right.
Not committed yet though.
Three pin.
Ooh, Anko West. Ton of options there. That 4-7 Nobeton. Don't gotta check that, Suji. Huge draw for Nozoe.
Is Kago actually considering straight up taking this fight? It's Tenpai, not Tenpai, Ishanten. Will you cut the Dora? No. Okay.
No.
I was getting
It is scary.
I was starting to wonder.
I mean, it's early, so the chances of being on Dora are pretty slim, but man, if that deals in, that is expensive. Technically still playing around it, I guess, for the Haku draw more than anything.
Yeah, after opening up, there's not that much that's immediately gambit, so it's just playing what safety she has. I mean, 6, 7, 8 Sanchoku is a Yaku, so you can wait on Hakutanki in the future.
Mhm.
See, there are 2 of the 3 6-0 in Kago's hand, 1 here for Nozoe. None have been discarded. 2 of them here. So 5 total are held. That means 3 in the wall for the Tsumo. Well, Ishanten once again.
I'm not gonna do it.
The 7th will be Tenpai. Are we going to see Dorotanki?
I mean, I have to. It's Furiton on the 1, so definitely wouldn't drop Dora check for that.
Somehow Kago has found her way into a fight. Of course, there's only 1 more door left in the wall. But dealer can't use it. Not as the pair.
Oh, and the
That's going to be the
Sanshoku,
surprise hit. Sanchoku door too. Kago absolutely stealing that hand.
Sneaky 39. Look at that.
Kind of crazy
Direct on
that
Minase
Yamen
too.
did not come into hand before somehow Kago was able to dance her way. That early chi, I thought might just be to break Ipatsu, but no, she's going for the win.
Yeah, really kind of a masterful fight play of wiggling back into that Tenpai, using Sanshoku for a bit of a tricky solution to not have to drop the Dora. Not a terrible high pie either. Not the quickest, but not the slowest.
This might be the slowest. It looked almost like a Kokshi at first glance.
Otherwise, Nozoe's hand is struggling. On the flip side, Mochizuki, much faster, could just secure 3rd place. You're not saying a bit of a limbo spot with the points situation. Oh, well, 3 perfect draws away. We could do a weird, like, Junshan or Chantaro. I guess we're not giving up.
So let's consider the point cap. 5,000 points between Nozoe and Mochizuki. So 330 Tsumo ties the 2 players. So if you're thinking about opening for Chanta Sanshoku Yakuhai, that is tie on Sumo. Roan directly will be an overtake though.
I mean, good news for Nozoe. If you just draw it, you get there anyway.
That's gonna be
Bad
interesting.
news for Nozoe. Mochizuki's hand is looking nice. Ishanten currently. None of the end weights are good, but Senpai.
For Minase, this gap too far to make an easy overtake. You need Hanuman.
Yeah. Ooh, the 8-mon, another fill-in. Minase. May not be able to get all the way to a pass for first, but at least limit some of the points. Get some more for herself as well.
That is a way to get Hanuman. Riichi Tsumo Pihu Itsudora.
True. I didn't even think about the Itsu ad. Yeah, clearly the fish with how the hand's being played. Forso, little efficiency upgrade. Are we going to see the south drop? No, full on the 1 even.
Mm. Riichi Tsumodora, Ura. Overtake as well. That if the 5 Mondora wasn't in hand or able to be incorporated into that hand, I think it's a lot more likely we'd see the one so kept, but this is just a Dora committal at this point.
Yeah.
West-West as you play for the 4-5-6 maybe?
Yeah, there wasn't a Tanya chance, was there? I don't think there was. Yeah, bad way. Ishanten, 7-pin. Could. Well, you don't really need that.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, 79 Sanchoku, but 7-pin doesn't, it is not relying on that. You need to draw like 7, 8, and then 6 or 9.
Exactly. Definitely playing towards that Sanchoku, though.
Yeah.
4-mon, that's helpful. It improves the Dora shape weight. Also, if you draw the 3-mon, you get the Nobitan shape that can accept 2 Dora. We will see the Sanchoku Chi Tenpai now on the 8-so to shut the game down and confirm second place.
Yeah.
Third place for Mochizuki. That is a Tenpai. Is this weight good enough? Tonki, 2-mon or 1-mon?
For Nozoe, I just feel like it's not enough. I don't know what you drop otherwise, though.
Like the Haku.
Maybe 1-mon and play for the Nobitan? Yeah, and that's exactly the play. I think fishing for that Nobitan you were talking about earlier.
At the very least, if you draw the 5-mon, you get to use it.
Yeah. Sheen and 8-pin out. Looks like a K10 play, maybe.
That's kind of early, but Kago doesn't want to be left behind. Oh, might be 8-so here. If that's the case, it will deal into the Sanchoku.
Yeah. Crisp 1K, secure. Third place, make sure not too many more points are lost. Still keep the game close. Or the overall standings close, rather.
So, indeed, Kago, 3 straight games will take over first place for Team Mongo here, it looks like. Minase well played second, Mochizuki confirming the third. Nozoe following behind here in 4th place, but well fought. And so ends the 3 games for the 13th session.
Yeah, that was a quick last game. That was lightning fast. A lot of quick high pies.
You remember that Monzo Konitsu?
Yeah, that was
turn
insane.
3. Turn 3 roll. Just incredible stuff.
Yeah, Kago really demonstrating to just good top player mindset, even with a negative game to start the day. Very clearly did not affect her at all. Super strong, super solid play. We saw that E-Pots break into a chase on the Sanchoku to get the Dora Ron. Just a masterfully crafted hand, no other way to put it, and a masterful chase, and heading the game, and Team Mango in the lead in that group now because of it.
Yeah, they'll look at the full standings in just a moment, but I'm definitely going to rewatch that hand from her perspective and see just how she played defensively. Remember, of course, she ended up cutting 4-mon, 6-mon, 5-mon in a somewhat, perhaps a pseudo fold, and found her way back to the tempo. I want to see exactly how dangerous the tiles were that she had to push, which ones she felt were the best ones to start with. At what point she made a commitment and started throwing more dangerous tiles. I definitely want to see how that happened again in more detail, so I will definitely be rewatching that. But we do have standings in the meantime. Of course, as a reminder, these were the scores before the game started. It was Team Panyatt in the lead. You got the Mahjong Mungo was in second place at the start of the day, followed by All Green and Mahoco. However, over the course of the day, we could see some pretty dramatic changes. Team Bongo taking an early negative, minus 57.9, fourth place. It's rough when you dip into the negatives in your first game and you have to play 2 more. Some players see it as a bad omen. Some players see it as an opportunity. At least I get 2 more chances to make up for that. And Kago certainly made up for it. Back-to-back first places, 54.4, 54.9, and she finishes positive for her team. Was overall a positive day for Team Mahoco as well. All Green taking a bit of a negative, not too bad though. Certainly able to overcome that with 1 big first, or 1 even medium-sized first. And the leaders at the start of the day, a small negative here, so that is going to make things even closer.
Yeah, just a bit of a swap up. I mean, really no bad scores for anyone today, but just these small sort of shifts really changed the standings up. Now Mahoco and Bar all green in the negative 70 range. Mahjong, Mango, and Panyatt now in the lead, or the fight for first, about 1 game apart from each other with the Oka. But next session they play is going to be the kicker. Like, they really got to keep scores close, try to not let Mango break out and even buffer their lead more than the 1 game that's between them now. Yeah,
overall, I would say that generally the scores are about the same distance apart as where we started. Maybe there's a slightly, maybe 10, 15 point larger gap between first place and 4th place. But the spread generally is the same. The only difference is that Team Mongo has taken the lead, and Panyatt is coming from the second place position. Who knows, that could change in the very next session. For Mahoco and Mahjong are all green. Some more work to be done, but definitely, as we said at the start of the stream, doable from around negative 70, and we still have 4th place around negative 70. So options are still available. We'll look forward to seeing Group 13 continue as we move forward in the season. And we have 1 more set of statistics, and that would be the individual statistics for the league. We saw Jenn in the leaderboard last time. Looks like with the bye week, other players have overcome her mark. Asami Ishikawa taking the lead here at 187.3 with only 5 games having been played. About 30 points, 35 points ahead of the next competition.
Very impressive score for 5 games. Wow.
Notably, some familiar names also in this list. Of course, we have Kago, having played 3 games today, sitting at plus 130.2 in the 7th place position. And Kotono Mochizuki also sits in this list in 2nd place. Lots of familiar names in the top 12. And I believe we also have more statistics for the players that follow. This is, of course, 1st through 12th place, but we can open up 13th through 23 and see that there's Jenn sitting at 91.4, still in the top group despite the bye week.
I mean, right on the heels with that Oka, it only really takes 1 first. I mean, we saw Kago hit to plus 50 first. You give Jenn that extra 50 points, and all of a sudden, I think she's in like 7th. So right there, on the heels.
All right. Well, she did mention that it will be
another bye week, right?
Yeah. The broadcast table will be a single player table this time, but of course we'll be cheering Team WRC moving forward.
That's right.
And, well, that's another week of the Sankei Shimbun Cup in the books.
Yep. Locked and loaded, but while Sankei Shimbun Cup is done for the week, we are not done streaming because let me remind you one more time, tomorrow and Sunday, both those 2 days starting at 10 a.m. Eastern, I believe, we are going to have coverage for the New York WRL, the World Riichi League event in Sparrow's Nest, and that is going to be super duper exciting. I believe you're going to be commentating some of that, right?
I certainly hope to. Now, there's a little bit of a... We'll see what ends up happening, because I'm also planning to play in the online version of that, but certainly the morning times, I might have some availability, and so should be really fun. You know, we get the opportunity in this broadcast to cover some of the strongest female pros in Japan in this Sankei Shimbun Cup League. It's so fun to be able to cover live Mahjong from some of the top players in the US, or certainly in the New York region, as that will be the one that is broadcast.
Yep.
But of course, there's 2 other regions that will be participating in the World Riichi League around the US. It'll be awesome to see all the players competing in that.
Yeah, it's going to be a super, super cool event. Super cool spread. And I think I looked at the player list briefly for each of them, and there's not the most amount of players, but let me tell you, the player pool that is in each event is strong. Not just New York. The online and San Francisco are also... There are tough players in those.
Yeah, I took a look at the competitors for the online portion. It's just about everyone that I would expect to see competing for the U.S. representation at IORMC. So it's all your standard online tournament players. It's gonna be a rough one for sure. It should be a lot of fun. So definitely tune in tomorrow and Sunday for more action on the WRC channel.
Yeah, remember to like and subscribe to all that fun stuff. Really helps us out, really shows us that you're watching, that you care, helps us out as well. Again, shout outs to WRC and USPML for the sponsorship and everything that they do, all the wonderful stuff. And don't forget to click that bell if you ever want to get notified when we are going live. That way you don't need to tune in and try to remember when we are. You'll just get a little notification straight to that phone you always got on you. Technology is the future.
All right, then, until next time, see you soon on the WRC channel.
Yep, take care, everyone. Remember to tune in tomorrow.